of paint.
Really?
Some of them just last forever. They don't all last forever, but some acrylic
Do you not
paints,
like the colour? Is that what it
No, I did a fine art degree once upon a time.
Did you?
So we were splashing it around on huge canvases. So if you like to colour, you got loads of them.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to run out of it, you know.
I see, I see.
And it was in the days of big abstract stuff. So completely different to what I do now, really. Huge, we're talking huge.
Oh, really? Yeah. Wow, wow, wow.
So it was all very cheap acrylics, but lots of them.
Lots of them?
Yeah.
So the fine art was what you studied
yeah,
in?
quite a long time ago now.
Yeah.
That must have been 20 years ago I did that.
So
but it was fun.
You were 7?
Yeah.
Is that right?
I was very quick developer. Got there very quickly, yes. Yes, so yeah, that was a long time ago. But yes, it was good fun.
Lovely,
but
how lovely.
I've always crafted as well. I love crafting, so
right.
Ever since I can remember making things.
It's funny how the crafting side comes through, whether people have come from, like you say, fine art degrees and working in that, and then they turn it into more of the crafty side, or people have started with the crafted and then that's taken them again to do more studying with it. It's great.
Yeah.
It's lovely. There's no right or wrong, is it? It's just whatever suits.
No,
it's lovely.
No. So this is just sanding it back, and you can see with the medium how quickly it comes off there. So, and it just makes a rather nice. I mean, I've only just put that on, but it still comes off quite easily. So it just gives it another dimension around the edges and makes it a bit more interesting.
Colour, doesn't it?
Yeah, this one I've actually varnished with it like a Mod Podge, or you could use a spray varnish, and that really intensifies the colours, but I won't do it today because it takes a bit to dry and everything. But you can go on and do that, so then this is fine forever. Right. You can hang that on your wall and it's not going anywhere, any of it, you know. It's permanent. It'll last longer than us. So I'm going to potter on and do a few of these. So again, I'm just going to, like I did this morning, I use a spray type glue because I have no patience. So it's really quick. You're honest. Yeah, I want it done now. So it's really quick. So you're literally going to cut pieces up of any size, but with straight edges, straight sides, because that just looks better. And then overlap them, and you don't need to overlap them in any particular way. Now when I did that one, I actually covered the whole of the top. Yeah. Because I didn't know what I was going to do with it when I finished. Yeah. But now I know that I'm aiming for that. You can just take it round the edge. Right. And these papers are quite thin, so they don't alter. What you put on top doesn't get wobbly or anything. Got you. Yeah. Actually, I'll move that out of the way. That was just to catch the sanded bits.
By the way, we've got for the journal set, the journal and what you're working with at the moment, and also with the papers, we are now down to, I think it may just have gone. I was going to say, I think there's 3 or 4 people after literally the last one, and I think it has just gone, technically, on a sellout there on 447832. If you want the papers, though, you still can get the papers, and you can get those as part of the stamp bundle as well if you wanted to. That's 639546, and that will give you all of the stamps plus 48 of the sheets of those beautiful weathered papers that are being worked with at the moment by Jean. So they are still available, those papers and the stamps as a bundle. Really worth having a look at. Yep. Sorry, Jean, just wanted to give you an update.
That's all right. I won't, seeing as it's gone, I won't do all of it anyway, and you don't need to watch me doing it all. Once you've got the idea, you'll just carry on and do the rest yourself. But you can see how it's building up. Yeah, it is. And it's fine to just overlap and be quite random, and you can make the whole thing covered in that if you want to. Yeah. And then what I did was I'll do this bit because I haven't done the Kingfisher one yet. Okay. So what I did to finish it off is to put the picture on top, and I put a bit of blue card down first, and then I put 2 bits of grey board together to lift it up a little bit. Oh, okay. Because it's quite nice if you lift it up in the middle a little bit. So I'll put that to one side and I'll concentrate on the kingfisher.
The nice thing about those papers, as you say, is because there's such a lovely mixture on each sheet of different sort of elements of it. You can easily put them together, can't you? Because they do work.
Yeah, they do.
Really
they all,
nicely.
well, yes. We seem to be drawn to colours that always work together. It wasn't an intention as such, but they do.
Yeah, yeah.
They seem to pull bits of each other in.
Oh, that's lovely.
It must be just an automatic sort of thing that you do.
Yeah.
I guess. Anyway, so I'm doing the same as I did this morning, and that's build up a background with some distress oxides to start with. I have got a bit of blue on there, but I quite like it mixing it up a bit. So I'm just going to do a bit of a base coat on here. That's probably enough of the orange. And go for blue at the top, I think. Actually, I might be going too dark there. What I would say when you do this is don't get too dark, because you do want your stamping to show up on the top.
Right, yep.
So try and keep it not too dark, even though sometimes it looks nice just as a finished piece on its own. When you just spray things on, it just has a nice effect. So that's probably enough of those. And then I was squirting a little bit of water on. As I said, this morning, you could use brushes and all sorts. You could just go mad, because you're just creating an interesting background.
Yeah.
So then I might put, as this one, I've done this one, I did put quite a bit of orange at this bottom.
Oh, that's cool.
But it's really fun the way it does that when you've got water on the back.
Yes, it just sort of slowly seeps through.
Yeah, it's just incredible, really. I haven't played with alcohol inks for years, but I've had them for years, you know, and it's nice to just revisit things.
Yeah, I love that.
So that's just a bit of fun. And then let's put some of the blue at the top.
I like it when you start to see just when the actual colour's finding its own way.
Yes, it's just doing its own thing here. I'm going to put a bit of blending solution on there, which weakens the colour a bit, but also makes some quite nice patterns. So it's a little bit of you know not what you're going to get, if you know what I mean.
No.
So let's dry that off now.
I like that though.
I really like what it does, yeah.
For one thing that all these stamps do happen to have, you know, is that ability that whatever the background colour is, they still look majestic. There's still something really lovely about the images that come through. Certainly with the wildlife, with the birds as well, you know, with the robin as well that you see with the kingfisher. Whatever sort of colouring is behind that. In fact, the more sort of blurred and out of focus the backgrounds, the more your eyes drawn to the detail that you find within the stamp.
Yeah. I mean, doesn't that make lovely sort of cloudy movement?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is.
All right, if I don't get it completely dry, it just kind of reject the ink a bit, but we'll see what happens. It should be all right. It rejected it a bit this morning, but it was a bit of a happy accident. You know, when things actually sometimes look better.
Yes.
When you have a bit of a happy accident.
Got you.
So I'll hope that that's dry enough. Okay, I'm going to take the whole kingfisher stamp now, and I'm using stays on. Now again, with this one, because it's got a lot of the plain rubber in the middle, which is where you see your background, you need to keep your stamp pad very flat. And if you keep it flat, you shouldn't get it on the middle bit, because you don't want ink on the bit in the middle, really, because it'll mark in places that you don't want it. So just keep it flat rather than pushing it in, and then you'll keep a nice clean inked up image here.
I don't know whether this is just me, but you know when you're stamping and working, so whenever I see anyone doing any colouring in on the show, I go into a kind of a tranquil kind of, you know, zen-like place. But then when you are working with an image of a stamp, for example, something about having a countryside or having wildlife
Yeah.
It seems like it's almost like that's just as calming, but very different if you were doing sort of something which are much more energetic kind of images, you know. It's something that you're drawn into the image, even before you've coloured it. Just to stamp with it is a lovely feeling, with it, actually.
And it's so nice at the moment to have nature around with all the carry-on that's going on all over the world,
absolutely,
isn't it? You know, you can at least go for a walk and lose yourself in bird song and skies. I mean, skies, just looking at skies is amazing because they turn into such amazing colours.
Yes.
So you get just about every colour under the sun. The sky is never just blue.
No, you're right. You're right.
An absolute myriad of colours, different colours. Right, I'm just going to make sure I get a good impression on this one. As I said, my ink's still probably a little bit damp, so occasionally it rejects it. But I think we'll be all right. Yeah, that's worked all right.
Oh, that's looking nice, isn't it?
Yep.
It is.
And then I'm going to trim that down.
See, now you can really see that the sky is like that cirrus wispy cloud kind of feel about it.
Yes. Yeah, and once this is trimmed down, you get rid of all the where it's gone off the edges, and it just makes it a nicer finished
That's really lovely, actually.
But as you can see, I've used more or less the same colours as I did on that one, but it's a completely different finish.
It's very different feel. Yeah. Very different. And the nice thing about that, you know, with that background, any one of the stamps could work with that.
Anyone would do. Yeah.
So, I mean, if you were to work with, you know, the reflections, the gardens, we've got even the picket fence again.
Yeah.
Any one of those would work beautifully just with that simple, like, two-coloured background.
That's right. Got. Yeah. So, I've got some moons that I was saying this morning, I've pre-cut them out, and I've cut them out of one of the papers. This one in particular, that's another part of it, does make particularly good moons and suns, actually.
Oh, right.
Once you could do smaller ones, it doesn't always have to be the size I've used. You could do smaller ones, just a punch.
Yeah.
A circular punch would do it, and you can just have a little one up in the background. But because it's quite thin, you can stamp over it. So you could put this on first and stamp that on the top.
Right.
And it would still work quite well. So what I'm going to do is pop a moon on here, like that. And then you want a black pen, and you can bring the trees back in because you're losing a little bit of the tree edges, but it's really easy to draw them in a little bit back onto, so that they're still
just
finished off.
Yeah.
It doesn't disappear under your moon or your sun. We had a sun very much like this morning when we came from.
Oh, was it?
Oundle. It was shining really bright orange behind some trees.
Oh.
So it looks incredible. Now, if I've got time, I shall quickly stamp the kingfisher again.
I have the window wipers on. I had rain and moonlight.
Oh, yes. Apparently it's very rainy up north today, where we're going back to. So hope we haven't got the windscreen wipers on all the way home.
No.
Especially if it starts getting dark, because the nights are closing in a bit more now, aren't they?
They are indeed, yeah. Yeah. In that time, get me thermals out.
Yeah.
Get me blanket and hot cocoa.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's the kind of evenings now, isn't it?
Yeah. Right, so I'm going to put the kingfisher now, see if I can get him in quite the... Actually, I might do it the other way around. You can stamp some things just that way around so you can see what you're doing.
Oh, right, yeah.
And then I'll make sure I get the whole of him, including his beak.
Oh, we need that.
Yeah, he doesn't look quite as good without his beak, funnily enough. Hopefully that's done it. So there we have him.
Yeah, that's a lovely image.
So he stamps very beautifully again.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
Something quite splendid about them. They're very proud looking, aren't they? They're very beautiful.
They are. I love kingfishers. I have said to people before that I haven't ever actually seen one in real life.
Haven't you?
No. Dragonflies are another thing that amaze me, but I have seen a lot of those. But an actual kingfisher I haven't ever seen fly past. And yet I walk by a river every day with the dog. So I don't know why that is.
Kingfisher.
Maybe they
No,
don't
you
like
see-
the frozen north.
No. Do you know what? Now you mention it, I don't know whether I have.
No, you know the colours and everything.
no,
'cause
I've seen
you
loads of
see them.
wildlife things when they're on.
Well,
It's,
people say if you see them, you see the flash of bright blue and the orange as they fly past.
Right.
But I've not ever actually seen that.
I met a hedgehog the other day near my back garden.
Oh well, that'll do.
Yeah, I called him Dave. There's Dave the hedgehog. I have this ongoing joke with my my little girl that any animal I see, I just say, oh, you never know. I saw a cow in a field the other day. Guess who that is? She went, is it Dave, Dad? I went, yes. How did you guess? So when we saw Dave the hedgehog, he was massive. It was almost like, you know, dinosaur sort of size, this thing. It's huge coming towards us.
Oh bless.
Very cute. Big Dave the hedgehog. Not seen him for a while, actually.
Right, so
A bit
I'm
of
just-
wildlife.
Very good. I'm just going to give him a little bit of quick colour here. And then he's good to cut out.
That's the other thing about these stamps as well, actually. Taking the colouring in from these, because there's so much detail in there.
They're very easy to colour.
So you get lovely results with them, nice and simply.
Yeah, they're very, very straightforward for colouring. Little bit
While
of
you're, I'm
orange.
just saying, while you're colouring on that, just let people choose what. I mean, are you going to go for the complete set here? Because they are all. You can imagine any one of these on that background. Which is phenomenal, it's amazing. I will say that actually most people are going for the complete set that you're getting, which is you're getting a whole set of all 8 of those. Plus, don't forget, you're also going to be getting your smaller stamps to go with them. But 70% of the entire set of all 8 is already gone on these. Look, I tell you, we were talking about the backgrounds that Jean was just working on. I said it doesn't matter what stamp you're using, it's going to look beautiful on these. And just to demonstrate that, I just want to show you a couple I was just looking at here with different backgrounds and some of the different stamps to work with them, just so you can get an idea of just how stunning these can look. Let me just mix up a few of these so you can have a little look. But let's show you here, for example, this is our little robin. Again, as well, this is all Serenity, known as well. But again, just you'll see where the image is in the foreground in there, the sort of the backgrounds that you see with these, how they work. But you're focused in on the detail because the stamps are so beautiful. It doesn't matter what background you're sort of looking at, you are drawn to that lovely image. And talk about the background here. Look at that one again with the reflections. I mean, just absolutely beautiful look and feel that you are getting from these, and you can see why people are going for the full 8 of these, which is absolutely understandable because they are. I love that one, the birds on the wire there, which I think is fabulous. This one is incredible. Let me show you this one that's coming through. How about that for a piece?
It's lovely, isn't it? That's my lovely Sylvie from France.
That Sylvie France is that. That's a grand piece, that, isn't it?
Yeah, she's got nearly all the stamps in the one there. So,
She has.
Yeah, it just shows
She was
you how
sport for
much
choice.
you can, yeah,
but she's got
absolutely.
the whole lot in there basically to think with them all. But they are simply beautiful. They just lend themselves to so many different ways of working with them.
Yeah, they are. And if you do get the full set, you've got hours and hours of playtime there. You know.
Oh yeah.
You know, and when you think, I don't know what it even costs to go out to the pub for the night, you've got many hours of playing these.
Yes.
Whereas your pub will be just over after one night.
Well, that's true. That is very true. If it's open.
Yes.
At the
And it
moment.
probably wouldn't even buy you a meal. So.
Look at that. I mean, it is amazing. Why not go for the why not deal for this one? You can do that. Gives you all 10 stamps in total. Don't forget, you're getting 8 sets, but don't forget the robin and also the kingfisher also have a mini version of the birds themselves as separate stamps, as well as the actual main stamp themselves. That's what gives you your 10 stamps. Now, you can get this home right now for as little as £22.48 as your very first of your 2 flexi buys that this is available for. 648643. This is where a lot of people are really finding the benefit of going for all of this lovely collection, and they do work. They sort of complement each other if you are working. So if you're going to go for 2 on the pick and mix, but you're thinking, well, the others will go with they go together, go for the bundle if you can do it, which is lovely. If you would like to, you can also go for the entire set, and then the papers actually that Jean's working with, that's also part of a bundle if you wanted to. So that gives you all of the stamps plus 48 sheets of all those wonderful weathered papers, and we've seen those being cut up into smaller elements, using them in larger parts. The idea of using some of those lovely colours, whether they be the blues for the moon or the reds as well for the sun, for example, just cutting them through. There's a real brightness about them, and as you can see, they lend themselves beautifully to working with these stamps. They just are drawn to. So that's 639-546, and again, that's also available on your flexi buy, just 2 payments of just £27.50. That gives you all your stamps plus all of your papers as well, which is lovely. Now, if you do want to go for your pick and mix, of course, that is an option that's put there for you. Then the website is the place to visit, of course. What would you go though? I think I'd definitely go for the reflections. I will be having the reflections in there, and I think I'd also go for, I like the birds on a wire as well. I do like that, you see. Yeah, I think, but then again, yeah, but I like the picket fence as well. I'll go for the set of 8. But I mean, go for the pick and mix if you wish. Add them all into your basket there and take advantage of those, and you'll be able to get them all delivered, and you'll be stamping away with these before you know it, which is lovely. Jean, we've got about 15 minutes left, so I know we left you just colouring in our beautiful birds.
Just put the final piece in place,
Yeah,
just to show the finished image on this. So I'm popping. I've already cut one out, but there we are. He's pretty much the same, slightly different red, but that's all to good. It makes each one unique, even if you repeat the process. So, and I've put a little sticky fixer on the back just to raise his middle up a little bit, and then I'm just popping him over that moon or your sun and into the finished. Now then, where did I put my bits of? Oh, there they are. So then you can go around. It's quite nice to finish it off with a little bit of a darker colour on here.
Oh, on the edge, yeah.
Yeah, just to make a bit of a feature of the edges. It's also nice, actually, when you do the mosaic affair, is to put a little bit of darker blue around that as well before you glue each one down. That works quite nicely too. Doesn't matter either way, you can do it without, but it gives it quite a nice finish. And I quite like the effect you get with just a little bit of the darker blue round it, just frames it a little bit. And then I'm just going to glue it on there, and then I'll move on to my next demo, even if we just show a part of it. So it works so well on a blue background.
That looks great.
And that blue is the same blue I've used here. So then your item is, you know, going to finish off something like that. Obviously, if I've finished that.
Yeah, with the papers on there as well.
Yeah, and you've got the red echoing the red, and the colours in the kingfisher go beautifully with these papers.
Ah, they do. So. And so that was using the wooden canvas that was there. Yep. So 2 coats on the outside of the box to go through, and just drawing back some of that top coat as well to reveal those. Cut up the parts of the papers, add those in there as well, and then with your stamping onto those, absolutely beautiful collection, which is fabulous. Thank you very much for that. Jean, we'll allow you to set for another one.
I'll start for my next one.
We've just got a couple of pieces we'll show you for the 7-day save as well, just while Jean prepares for that one as well. We've got the super smooth card that's there for you. If you're into your sort of creating and putting an assembly together, then 300 GSM is perfect for you that way. 160 sheets of that. It's got an £8 saving. That's 617168 if you would like to go for those for you. We've also got the low tack tape. Now, again, we know that that's very, very popular. £18 saving on those on your 7-day savers. This is 487285. Now, that's going to be getting you on each one of those as rolls, 10 metres on each of those, and there's 10 rolls in total, and that's your 19mm tape. 487285. Brilliant saving again. That's just down to £11.99 only. So some phenomenal deals on there. Of course, the website will have all the details for you, of course, for anything else you would like to add into your basket. Right then, Jean, how are we doing? Are we looking, looking
I'm ready
good?
to go again, yes.
Great, we've got about 10 minutes.
Okie doke. Well, I'll show you the finished one, because then if I don't get too far with it, you know how it's supposed to end up in the end.
Okay.
So this time I've got the flower garden, and again I've mounted 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 pieces in total onto a black background. So it doesn't matter what size they are width-wise, as long as they all finish at the same edge to make a complete card like that one.
That's lovely, that.
So I'm going to stamp. Well, I'm not. I'm going to do the background again first. Again, it's with my my method that I sort of got into of colours. So let's have a little bit of colour going on here.
I'm more just looking at more of the samples here now, and now working and seeing the paper being worked with as well. The papers really do just elements of them just give such a wonderful background
No,
to them.
you
with
only
the
need a
colours
little
as well.
dot of some of them, yes.
Yeah.
And they're really useful.
Absolutely gorgeous, actually, looking at them, and now I can see them in more detail. Yeah, that one there, again, to sort of see that what you're working on, just those little elements of it as well. There's really, really pretty papers.
Yep, they're good fun, and I'm sure they've got a lot more. I mean, we've only just had them back from being printed, so I'm sure I can find lots more of play time with them yet.
I'm sure.
Now this time I'm going to do the circles in hopefully about the same place as these big daisy type flowers are. So this again is the alcohol inks, and then I'm going to add some greens and things, but then I'm going to work into it this time with once I've stamped it with a white pen. So as I said, I don't know quite how far I'll get with it, but we'll see what happens.
We're okay. Yeah.
So you can
I'm
see
sure you
what
won't be the only one with
fantastic
a finished project.
UFOs they are, unfinished objects.
Unfinished objects, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll put, again, a bit of the blending solution on, just to add a little bit of extra texture. And now I'll need to dry it off. Shouldn't take too long because they evaporate pretty quickly, these alcohol inks.
Right.
But it's so nice what you get here. It's almost like snowflakes through a microscope. You know, it's all a sort of crackled pattern that you get with the inks and the water and the blending solution. Right.
There we are.
So we'll go on with the stays on.
Oh, I'm always fascinated by that. Sometimes the simplicity of a technique.
Yes.
Like you say, you just added a little bit of the blending solution in there, a little bit of the colours on there, but then when you add that one stamp, or when you add that focal point, whatever it is, how it just takes on like it's just meant to be there. You know, without the stamp, it is great, it's colourful, it's fun.
Yes, yeah.
But when I know that as soon as you put that stamp on there, it's going to have a completely different feel about it.
Takes on another dimension.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So that was brand new stamp that time, so hopefully it'll stamp all right. So I want to get my 2 daisy type flowers in approximately the same place as I've put those 2 circles of blue. Doesn't have to be exact, just approximately. We're going for blue daisies.
See how this, the big reveal.
Yes. Well, I hope my inks are dry. That's all I can say. Because sometimes it rejects them if they're not completely dry.
Well, we won't be having that today.
No.
Positive thoughts, Jean.
Yeah. But yes,
There.
that's fine. That's exactly what I wanted.
No rejection whatsoever.
No. All worked well.
Wish I could say the same for my life.
Oh dear. So now I'm going to emboss this whole pattern, and then, as I said, I'm going to work into it with a white pen. So this is just clear embossing powder, fine clear embossing powder. Once you've embossed them, you can go in with more colour if you like. It's quite interesting to add alcohol inks over the top, but I won't do that this time.
That's all right, that's okay. While you're just bringing the magic to the embossing powders, I just wanted to show a couple more that I was picking up and looking at with the to see how the paper is working behind a lot of these images as well, that you'll sort of notice. Now you see more of the paper pads, but you'll notice how they really do bring the... I absolutely love that one. I think that's beautiful, really gorgeous. I thought I'll show this one as well. I've not seen one of the picket fence, which I thought that's an absolutely gorgeous little little piece there, little tag, isn't it? Again, it would be for something. But look at this one again, using the papers for a gorgeous little bookmark. For that, which I thought was just nice to see. But don't forget, because the kingfish and the robin, you do get the main stamp, of course, but you are also getting the smaller one for exactly this kind of thing.
One,
you know, so that would work beautifully. That so you're getting two of those. One on the, you're getting two stamps really on the kingfisher and two on the robin. How about that one again with that beautiful paper at the background? The one that had the sort, I think it was with the pipe in, and again another one there, really bold. These papers really do lend themselves to work these. I think they are gorgeous. Again, another one there, using with the papers that you are looking at. So if you want to go for that, that's for the set of the all of the stamps. It says 8, but actually it's 10, isn't it, really? So it's 10 stamps, because you're also getting the mini robin and the mini kingfisher, as well as the main stamps. Plus, you're also getting all the 48 sheets. And here's another one again. We've got the beautiful reflections, but also all the lovely papers. Look at rustic bark there. It's gorgeous. So, really lovely way of combining the both. 639 546. Again, if you wanted to, you get this home now for £27.50 for all of that as your first of your 2 payments on your flexi-buy. That gives you the whole lot. That's, like I said, 10 stamps and 48 sheets. 639 546. We've got 3 minutes. I think we're on... Are we on track here? I think we're on track for some parts of this, aren't we, Jean?
No, this is all good. I've added a little bit more blue there with some other colouring pens.
Oh, that's lovely, that.
And then once you go into it with the white pen, you can start to pick bits out and get a really nice effect. It kind of brings it all together with these Posca pens. We've had these on Hochanda before. Everybody seems to like a nice Posca pen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Have to get the ink flowing a bit again, and then I can put some little dots in the middle to just make the middle
just bring it out,
stand out a bit more.
Lovely.
So I would just continue working with that, and you'll end up with something along these lines. Cut it out again, add a little bit of pink or orange or something. Then you can just... Most people have got some butterfly stamps, so you can just
that'd be nice
add a couple of butterflies. My intention for this one, I can vaguely show you, but we won't get it finished. I was going to put it with the lion door knocker there, line these up, and then that to sit in the middle. So you just have to have a bit of imagination there, but I think that would work nicely.
That will, won't it? When that's trimmed off as well, you say.
And then, yeah, maybe a butterfly there. I've got some in here.
Very bright, lots of interesting to look at as well. Ah, there we go. Yeah, little finishing touch.
So yes, do that in the same colours, and yeah, it'll look nice when it's finished.
Project.
Yep.
Jean, thank you so much indeed. Lovely
you.
demonstrations and to show how to work with these as well, you know, and hopefully that's inspired a lot of people as well watching that, because there really are fabulous stamps to be working with here, and the papers as well. I think because when you look at the papers, they are really striking, and when actually you think about it at the start, you're thinking, is that going to go with nature?
But it's surprising.
But as you said, when you found those images, first of all, to have on the paper, which was natural, you know, for those, and it does work, and you've shown us how to do that. So thank you very much indeed. Well, when are you back in on the show? When are you back?
2 months. I'm here. Leslie comes every month, and I tend to come every other month.
Right.
With Leslie.
Well, listen, we'll make sure there's a warm welcome here waiting for you when you come back down again from the cold north, as you said as well.
The
yourself
frozen
as well.
north.
Well, listen, we wish you a very safe trip back north as well, and look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you, Jean. Thank you.
Thank you to everybody out there.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, big thanks to everyone, of course, that has bought from the shows as well with them, because it's been a really busy couple of shows today with these, and you obviously taken them to your heart. We've had sellouts on the show as well, so thank you, and have a lot of enjoyment and a lot of fun when you're working with those stamps going forward in the future. And then when Jean is back in, make sure you be sure to send in some photos of everything you've done. From Jean and I for now, thank you very much, Steve. Don't go anywhere, because Yanis is up next. Now, and it will be a wonderful wool happy hour, because it's wonderful. Yanis is here, and he's got. I thought he was going to wear his lovely little woolly hat as well, and his woolly jumper, but he's not. He's got his woolly thong on instead. Everybody, it's Yanis up next.
Did you know you can continue watching Hochanda 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for free using your smart TV? It's just like watching us on your computer or tablet, only now we'll be on your large screen smart TV. Follow these easy steps to get your smart TV set up. Firstly, make sure your smart TV is connected to the internet, either through a wireless connection, if your TV supports it, or via the Ethernet port on the back of your TV. If you're not already connected, use your remote control and select network settings through your TV's menu and follow the instructions to set this up. Remember to have your router's password to hand, whether you're using a wired or wireless connection. This should be on the side or bottom of your router. You can always refer to your TV's help menu or instruction booklet for more information. Once you are set up, press the Smart Hub dedicated button on your remote. This will vary between brands, but it's usually located at the centre of the remote. This is where you'll find your internet web browser app. Select this to open and then type hochanda.com into the search bar, and this will take you to our website homepage, which includes our live broadcast and access to previous shows. So now you can watch, purchase and catch up with your favourite shows 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on your TV, whenever you feel crafty.
Hi, I'm Lou from Studio Light. Studio Light has been around for about 40 years now. They're based in the Netherlands. It's a family-run business with a great heritage. The products that Studio Light bring us are very diverse, fantastic dyes, great papers, but all round on trend. Over the 40 years Studio Light have evolved. They listen to me, the demonstrator, and you, the customers, and really take our ideas on board. On the Hochanda shows, we'll share with you the diverse techniques and products will inspire you to produce your own individual pieces of artwork. So make sure you don't miss the Studio Light shows on Hochanda.
Hi, my name is Maggie and I'm from Impressions Crafts. I've been running my business now for 15 years. It's a small family-run business in the south of Cheshire. We have a large craft shop. We sell all sorts of beading and jewellery supplies. I have a passion for making jewellery. I love working with the Lucite style flower beads, and we make thousands and thousands of angels and have been doing so for the last few years. We've been bringing to Hochanda lots of lovely beading kits, jewellery for necklaces and bracelets and earrings. We also bring a wide range of angels and accessories, beading accessories like bookmarks. We also have our range of laser cut sun catchers and mobiles, all the lovely crafty beads. Hope you can tune into my shows, and looking forward to seeing you on Hochanda.
Hi, I'm Jean, and together with my partner Malcolm, We run a small business in the northeast of England called Crafty Individuals. At Crafty Individuals, we're mostly involved in the design and manufacture of a very wide range of red rubber art stamps, but we also have a range of background papers and mini images that are also brilliant to create with. We also have a great little team of other artist friends who've helped us along the way and have come up with other designs that completely work alongside our own. So do pull up a pew and join us on the Hochanda shows. We can't wait to see you there.
Welcome to All and Create's 4th birthday event here at Hochanda, with 3 one-day specials and a weekend wow. We invite you all to celebrate with us as we bring you fantastic products and inspirational demonstrations, plus up to 2 free gifts with purchase in each promotion, so up to 8 per customer. Join us for All and Create's 4th birthday celebrations on Wednesday the 14th of October at 6 p.m. to Monday the 19th of October at 6 p.m.
Well, hello, everybody. Look at the... Do you remember that film with Demi Moore where she rolls around on the bed in money? Anyone remember that film? This is the wool equivalent. Imagine putting this all on the bed and rolling around. Obviously, you're not going to be doing that. But we have got a fantastic hour ahead, and it's chock-a-block full of wool. Because it's a happy hour, the deals are around for this hour. I am sorry it is just me this hour, but if you do want to get involved, if you want to email studio@hochanda.com, you know I always love speaking to you. So we've got some great deals. Are you a lover of wool? Are you looking to stock up on your stash? Do you love a great price? Do you love a bargain? Kirsty, do you love a bargain? Yeah. Yeah, she does. And if you do as well, this is the right place. Let's start here. Now, you're going to get 10 yarns of wool. What I would say, here we've got 9, only because one, somewhere Hochanda has gone walkies, but you will be getting 10, I promise you. They're 100% acrylic for $11.99. You do need a 4mm, or you work with a 4mm needle. Now, let's just think about this. $1.99, because you're getting 10 of these, $1.99 for all of those is incredible. I mean, that's a good price, right? So just think about the value that you are getting here. Now, this is your electric pink option, but I just think that is incredible. Have I got that right? $1.99? No, I don't think I have I? No, it's $1.19. Yeah, I'm sorry. $1.19 per yarn. I thought $1.99 didn't sound right. $1.19 per ball of yarn. It is 100% acrylic. Look at the vibrancy of the colour. I have to say, because I'm kind of your hands here at Hochanda, it's very soft. We are getting busy here. £1.19 per yarn ball. And shall we have a look at some of the facts here? So the information that you want. You're getting 300 meters, 100 grams on each. It is 100% acrylic, and there you've just got your washing instructions and everything, ironing and all of that. So that's like your important info that you do need. But ultimately, what I would say, stock up on your stash. Pick the color that works for you. Pink's one of my favorite colors, and this is a real sort of hot pink. It's a Hochanda pink. So you will be getting 9 balls or yarns. Let's move on. Now we've got stone. I really, really like this stone. What I would say, with the actual thickness as well, I mean, it's a good knit to it. So think about the colours, what you're going to be knitting. Is it going to be, are you going to be knitting a project? Do you have already a pattern, a kit that you've made in the past? Is it going to be clothing? Stone is very busy. Let me pop this down and just have a good look. So what you're getting here, it is a double knit. So if you're wondering about the actual size, that is a DK. It is that double knit there. Beautiful natural colour. Just want to wish Leslie and Jean a safe drive back. Lovely to see you both. See you soon. Been ages since I worked with you two. They're dodging me. They don't want to work with me. Drive safely, drive safe. Okay, that's your stone. You are getting 10 of these for £11.99, so £1.19 per yarn ball. How much would you normally pay if you went onto the high street? How much have you paid in the past? Let us progress on our journey. Whew, the colours are incredible. Look at this royal blue. It really does live up to the billing. It's bright, it's vibrant, it's luxurious. It's not, we have had a question, is it a chunky knit? It's a double knit. So DK, it's a double knit, it's not a chunky knit, but it's a good size. Let me just show you one of the strands. Here, if I just, let me show it on my hand. You'll be able to see that's, I mean, that's pretty chunky to the hand. Okay. £11.99 is your price. I would be seriously think about this. Have you got maybe you've bought a kit here at Hochanda, so the kit might have come with some yarn, you've enjoyed making it, and now you're looking to recreate that the kit, but just dip into your own stash. All of this, just look at, actually, let's move on to the next option. This is your charcoal. All of this for £11.99. You are saving £8. It should be $19.99. The whole team are chanting in my ear, great price. And I absolutely agree. This is now, because obviously it's got the band, a lot of them will have the band around them. That's with taking out the band. You're getting an awful lot for your money. Beautiful charcoal colour here, though. We like this. So that is your charcoal, and there is a real softness. So if you're looking to knit up maybe a little cardigan, you can actually, and this is a beautiful shawl, you can take on your larger projects here because you've got more than enough. Have a look here. Look at that burgundy. Isn't that stunning? So now I apologise because this one's obviously been taken out looking a bit messy, but actually, hold on. I think that's a bit better. There you go. So you're getting all of these. I mean, that is an awful lot of yarn. I'm just trying to... it's a lot, right? That is 1 kilogram worth of yarn winging its way to you. And if you're a Freedom member, it's going to be delivered to your door for nothing because it's included in your Freedom price. Or $3.95 if not. What I would say, if you're buying anything here, and if you're a regular to Hochanda and you're not a Freedom member, just to buy one of these options, it's $3.95. That's your P&P. Here's the thing, though. If you spend an extra £2.02, you can become a Freedom member. You will get exclusive Freedom discounts for the month that you enjoy it, and you also get unlimited P&P. So if you buy one more thing with us this month, and you've become a Freedom member, you've covered your Freedom membership. We've also lowered Freedom membership to, it's the lowest price we have ever giving you access to Freedom membership for. So unlimited standard delivery, no contracts, exclusive discounts, monthly newsletter, and you get a member's badge, $5.97 a month. What I would say is if you do take up that offer, Freedom membership, if at any point you want to stop your Freedom membership, you have to opt out. You have to do that, as it will just continue rolling, but there is no contract. You can opt out at any time. A colour that I'm extremely fond of, and especially this time of year, this bundle is stunning. Do you know what this reminds? This is your autumn in a yarn. Kirsty, floor manager, nodding away. I totally agree. Isn't this beautiful? It is beautiful. And you actually, it's not a variegated yarn, but there's subtle variations and flecks in the actual yarn. So it really does have that kind of, titled Rust. It has that rust feel to it, but beautiful sort of burnt oranges. There's a hint of yellow in there, even a tinge. It's ever so subtle, but even that tinge of green as well. That is a stunning buy, an absolutely stunning buy. $11.99 for all of those. I've got 4 words for you. Get in my basket. Get in my basket. All right, where I'm standing at the moment, I'm all over the rust. I also think, and not to sound like I'm just jumping on the bandwagon, stone. I think rust and stone. Should we have a look at what they look like together? Should I just grab one? Have a little look at this. So how about, if you were to double up, mixing those two together? That works very well. So, and I know these two they are the busiest option. go for them both together, you see how good they look. So imagine them complementing each other on a shawl, on a scarf, gloves. And this thing, you're getting so much, you can really coordinate. So what I would be thinking about is maybe getting 2 lots, but you could make a hat, you can make scarves, and you can make gloves, all out of the options. Because you're getting 10 balls of yarn in each option. Let me pop that back. We are going to have a look because we've got more choices for you. This one? Oh, we're having a look here. We've got a blue. So it took a while to get there. I'll slow on the uptake. This is your navy. So we have the royal blue. This is your navy. Darker tones of blue in there. And I have to say, that is a very nice yarn. It's a good, rich, dark blue, very unisex as well. So you're getting 10 balls of the yarn. And I really understand that you're just looking, especially at the dark blue. You're looking at that and you're okay. But think about, as crafters, what you can go on and knit. What have you knitted? Have you got any little characters that you've knitted in the past you want to bring to life? Have you got any home decor? So maybe a beautiful little basket, a knitted basket, or are you going to go onto actual clothing? So cardigans, and because you are getting so much here, you can take on those bigger makes. I wonder if Mrs. Morgan, my wife, Miss Morgan sounds like mum. I wonder if my wife's watching, because she's taken up knitting now and she loves it. Oh, should really be treating her to something on the show. Hey, we'll see. Okay, let's have a look here. This is your dark cyan. Oh, I like that. So it's kind of like a it's like a turquoise, but a darker turquoise. Say greeny turquoise. Petrol blue, great shout. Yes, that's from floor manager Kirsty. It is, yeah, petrol blue, I think is a good shout. Let me just, that is, and you see it in the hand, that is, you're getting a lot of yarn for your money here. Just a reminder, any new viewers who are tuning in, that this is a DK Basics, and so it's a DK double knit, and you are getting 10 in each, so 10 balls of yarn in each. Okay, there we go, let's move on down. Have we got any chocolate lovers in the house? Whoop, whoop. Yep, okay. Have a look at this. Beautiful, and that is a gorgeous chocolate. Okay, now we've shown you, and I know I've got to pick it up because we've got a lot to show, but we showed what a double blend looks like. We're going to break all the rules right now. How about a triple blend? Bear with me. Because we've seen how well the rust and the stone work. I'm going to throw a little bit of chocolate into the mix, and that is how we roll here at Hochanda. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Look, I mean, look at that. Oh, wait. Look at that. Sorry, I didn't show that very well at all. But that's beautiful. That is such a nice blend of cut, and those 3, absolute win. Stock up. You've got to be very quick for the sewn though, because it doesn't look like that's going to be hanging around for very long. So that's your rust, and then we've got our chocolat. Now we've got black. Let's take a look here. So we have our black option. Black is a good blender. I know it's hard to see on camera, but what I'd be thinking of doing, of course you can knit it into a project, but if you wanted to blend it with another colour, it would work very well. For instance, think about the black with a shot of pink, or if you wanted to play with the blues or the wines, it just gives it a little bit of contrast. So there's your black. Now, I found a new favourite. Look at this grey. Look at this grey. That is beautiful. So there's something about grey, it's just a lovely colour, and I think so many people are drawn to grey. Isn't that stunning? Really nice. And Kirsty, our floor manager, was saying grey, one of her favourite colours. And your favourite books too. Okay, just putting this down. There we go. Learn a new thing every day about the team. We got a green, just having a look here. So, beautiful colour green. Deep, rich green. $11.99, your price. You pick, and there is so much choice. So we've gone across and seen everything. What are you going to be popping into your basket? Can I just give a mention to Clocky, our happy hour mascot? So Clocky, he always joins us for happy hours. 47 minutes remaining and a few seconds to get hold of the deals, the prices. We've dropped them low. We're giving you quality. It is time to pick up a bargain. And we love a bargain. I tell you, I know when we've got something good. I know when we have a show that's particularly popular because we attract a crowd. I want to give a special mention to Claire and Christine, who are working very hard in the studio. They are they are social distancing, but they love a wool show. So they come in, they get another set ready. Let's just have a look here. So what have we got? Now, this is very, very nice. You have got, are we getting all of these? What? All 6 for $15.99. That saving is ridiculous. It is 100% acrylic. Now, you can knit, because it's quite versatile, you can actually knit post 4-ply patterns if you want with these as well. So details on your screen with the Coral Bond Baby 4-ply yarn selection. So it is a 4-ply if you're just wondering with the actual thickness to it. But the colorways are gorgeous. So this I am kind of drawn towards new additions to the family. We got to give a cutie mention to Bob, who is director Chris's son. I know he's just turned one. I'm not 1 on Monday. He is a real cutie. He's very popular on social media. So just having a look here. So you're getting all of these. But if you do have any younger members of your family, think about what you're going to be. Little cardigans, little pieces for them. That is a lovely color palette. Pastels. Please don't think you're restricted to just baby stuff. If you do like your pastel colors, I think this is very nice indeed. But look at that saving. £23 saving. And I do want to point out, it's a question I get asked so much working here at Hochanda, especially for my friends. When I'm out with friends and they've seen me on TV, they always ask me about the savings. We can never lie about this. Genuinely, all shopping TV channels, so there are strict rules in place. So that is always a genuine regular retail price, $38.99. That's a genuine saving of £23, $15.99 your price for all 6 of those. Bargain. 652477, your item number. Okay, now we're going to move on. We've got some more for you. What we're trying to do with this happy hour is give you something for everyone here. So there's a lot of variety. We've got some Louisa Harding. Look at this. Now you're getting 4 balls of yarn. They are 35% wool. You've got 30% lyocell in there as well, and 23% alpaca, and 12% acrylic. So let's just think about this, because you're getting 35% wool, 25% alpaca. Whoa, okay, it's worthy of a rub. That feels plush. Yes. Let me just show you something. The size of the knit, now this is a cocoa option. I mean, that, we talked about, we had the question about chunky. There's no, on the actual yarn, it's not saying the size, but you can see there, that, it looks chunky. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get one of the double knits, just to show you the difference. So this is, the suggestion with this is a 5mm needle. Now look at the difference between, if I just show you that there, that's a double knit, and this one, it definitely looks a bit chunkier, right? That's, I like this. So things to point out, you are saving £32. You're getting all 4 of these. There's a mix, it's 35% wool, 25% alpaca in there as well. Beautiful colours. There is a slight fleck, slight variegation. I don't know if that's just the twist of it or it just looks lovely. So there we go. That's one option. This option is your cocoa. Let's move on to our aqua. Do you know what I'd imagine? This is the kind of yarn you would buy. This is for your special makes. If you want to knit something up, there's certain clothing. Do we all have a favourite jumper or cardigan? Does anyone have that? Yeah, because everyone, you know, you put it on, it's, especially now it's got chillier, and it's just like, it's like wearing a hug. I know that sounds very cheesy, but it's that one, it's just very comforting. This is the kind of yarn you use when you knit something like that up. And look at this colour, that is a beautiful, beautiful colour. So this, the title for this option is your aqua. Then we have our cerise. I like the cerise because it's got pinky tones, but they're slightly dusky pinky tones. I've got some a marriage in mind with regard to this yarn. What about this? Just show you. Does that work? Do we like that? Are we? I'm getting unicorn stroke mermaid visions here. I mean, these are your sort of fancy colours. Love that. Well, it's funny, Chris, our director, this is what I was thinking as well. So all three of those would work very nicely together. That's our next choice coming up. That's your natural. So you see how well all the options do blend, especially if you wanted to take on a larger project. And the last option here is the honey. The honey, that is a beautiful colour. It's kind of a mustard yellow. So let me just see here. I think those two work very nicely together. But equally, if we added the cocoa into the mix as well, that is a tri-blend, and I'm going to go so far as to say a triumvirate. Look at that. Whoo. So, I mean, the natural... Chris, our director, is very passionate about his yarn. He's like, look, if you're going to get the natural, you have to get the natural. It goes with everything. And I agree. No, I'm with you. So I'm actually struggling for a favourite. I do think that the natural, the honey, and the cocoa, as a three, they do work very, very well. But equally, the natural works with your aqua and your cerise too. But things to point out. I say this story a lot, and it was a long time ago, sort of before the madness of this year began. But I went onto the high street, and I just wanted to have a look at price of yarn. And so rhetorical, because I know it can vary wherever you shop, and some places might be having a special deal. But as a general rule, how much would you spend on a yarn ball? Say, I don't know, 20% wool. How much would you spend? £4.50. Maybe even touching on £5. I've seen it for myself. I mean, it's just to say, it's anecdotal, so think about your own stories when you've gone out. With this yarn, you are getting 35% wool, is it 23% alpaca? Okay, I have to correct myself because I might have said 25% earlier on, so I apologise. So 23% alpaca, 35% wool. That is an incredible ratio. This is very special yarn, and if you saw this kind of yarn on the high street, I think you would be looking at, what, £6 plus maybe just one of these yarn balls. 306-840, your item number. Okay, we've got one more option for you. This is... Oh, sorry, on these ones. Apologies, on these ones. This is your Raven. We don't have it in the studio, but if you do want to go for the Raven, it's another great colour option for you. $19.99 your price, saving £32. So $51.99 is your price there. 306-840 your item number. Now, everything we've been showing you here, sets of 4, sets of 6, sets of 10. Here we have 4 different options. You are getting one yarn ball, but you're also getting a pattern to make socks. Now, with regard to the pattern, it might vary, but they're just different styles of socks. So the one we're featuring here is the Rialto luxury sock. You will be able to make one pair with, but this is your luxury pair. This is the pair. They look good, they feel good, knitting that up. So we'll go through the options and see which ones are your favourite. The first one is your Ultra. Look at all of the colours transferring through here. Beautiful. I'm just looking at the ratio because it is a super wash wool. You're getting 75% wool, 25% polyamide. 75% wool. Actually, apologies, this is the Montreux. I might have said Ultra, it's actually the Montreux. So there we go. Moving across, this could be one of my favourites. Look at the colours in there, it's so natural. There's your Wilderness, nicely labelled. Okay, that's your Wilderness. Then down here, this is your Ultra. Let's have a good look at that. That's your Ultra. And then the Ultra is your Woodstock, which you can just see there. Lovely. Okay, now I'm just going to throw this out here. We had some sweets. Kindly, Ali Stamps Away gave sweets to Hochanda. It was like a sweet shop. I had a few. One's kind of stuck a little bit in my throat. So if I do a little cough right now, it is nothing sinister. I'm merely trying to free up my windpipe. So bear with. All right, I'm good. I just don't want anyone panicking, obviously, with me coughing. So there we go. We have got the pattern, and you get to choose your choice of wool there as well. 367446, your item number. Right, we've got some accessories for you. So there's a lot on the show. We've got lots of different options with regard to the wool. The accessories, useful items you might maybe want to look into as a knitter. So should we go through our options? We start off with the needles. Now, are we getting all of these? You're kidding. I didn't realise we're getting all. Okay, so you're getting 2 sets of the needles, which you're seeing there. You're also getting your knitting gauge, I say. So you've got your knitting gauge just in there. Then we've got our stitch markers, or stitch holders, I should say, sorry, stitch holders. So you're getting 2 sets of your stitch holders. Here we've got our stitch markers. Just down there, and have a look there. There you go. So there we're getting our stitch markers. We're also getting this is our needle point holder. And then finally, you're getting your wool needles too. So, wool needles, your needle point holder. These are all things as knitters we would use. You're getting your stitch markers in there as well. You're getting your needles, you're getting your gauge, and you're getting your stitch holders, all for $9.99. That's very good value for money. 763621, your item number. Okay, knitting bag. Let's have a little look. This is a lovely little knitting bag. So it's got structure to it. You'd think something was inside, because I'm pushing that down. It's not, actually. It's just reinforced in there, so it's got a nice structure to it. Beautiful design. $10.99. This bag feels like a $24.99 bag. And do you know what I mean by that? Have you ever, you know, when you pick something up and you think, yeah, it feels quality. So you've got a good size. Obviously, this is great to store your yarn. Bear with me. Bear with. Just have a look at that. I'm going to see how much yarn we can fit in. I'm going to pick some up. We'll go for the blue. All right. So you can obviously, don't need to put your needles in the bottom, because you've even got a zip on the side there, so we can put our needles and all our little tools in there. So we've got that zip on the side, and then let's see how many we can fit inside. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, 5, 6, 7, yeah, we can get 8 in there easy. And I could, if I forced it all, I could maybe put them all, but look, 8 comfortably you can get in there. That is a great size. It's a good size bag. Things to point out, what I'd be looking for with an actual bag, the actual design. And it looks nice. I do like that. You've got that geometric design to it. But one thing I know it's harder to gauge on TV, so I'm always your hands here. It's the actual feel and quality of the bag. For $10.99, this is a good price. I give you my word that to me, when I saw it, I thought it would be easily, maybe at a deal price, I thought it would be about £14. It does feel like a £20 plus bag. So you're getting a good buy for $10.99. And you know I'll never lie on this. And I'm adamant on this, any regular viewers. If I say something like that, it's because I mean it. If you ever bought something and heard me say, and I apologise because this is kind of my spiel I say a lot, but just for the benefit of any new viewers, if I say something to you and endorse the product that strongly and you've got it home and it didn't live up to what I was saying, you'd never believe me again. So it doesn't make sense for me to lie about it, but also ethically, I wouldn't feel comfortable lying to you. Let's have a little look at our next bag. This is your gather bag. So it's a little bit bigger. Nice fabric on this as well. $11.99 your price, saving £17. Look at the amount of space in there. Do you know, it's the little touches. So it is a hobby gift. Gift. There. You can just see the label. It's a hobby gift bag. But you know, it's these little touches when you know you've got something that is a premium product. So you've actually got pockets inside. If I just show you here. Oh, now that is very silky. It's really smooth. It feels like, well, it's sort of like a silky cotton. It does feel maybe possibly cotton. You're getting that. You've also got little pockets in here as well. So all of that, I won't say all of that, this whole bag for $11.99, I think it's a great buy. 363338, your item number. Now, we do have some knitting needle holders for you as well. We're just going to show you. Do you want to go for your knitting needle holders? And we're getting both of these. So two. This is one folded down. So that's how they'll arrive, which you can see that there. And that's one for you. Should we open it up and just see? So obviously you would put your knitting needles inside. It's kind of like an oilcloth, the actual fabric. So obviously it's gone through a process. It's been plasticized just so it's wiped clean. You can keep that clean. You've got the lining in there as well. So that's nice. $9.98 your price. You're getting both of those. 308 your item number. Just see that there. Don't forget the clocks on your screen. We're about halfway through the show, which means you've only got 31 minutes remaining to take advantage of all the fabulous deals. I wish you could see what I'm seeing right now. I'm just looking down the counter. We've actually used 2 sets worth of counters to put all the deals out for this show. It is a big show. Now, this is your Odin yarn. We've had it on before. It was immensely busy. Have a look at the price and look at what you are getting. 75% wool, 25% acrylic. This is the good stuff. And you talk about a chunky knit. That looks chunky, right? You can see it. It's definitely more substantial than a double knit. It is incredibly soft, having that 75% wool. Also, it's nice to have a little bit of the acrylic. The 25% acrylic does make a difference because it gives you a bit more versatility on the washing stakes. It is hand washable, so you can just see that there, 30 degrees. You've got your tension guide in there as well. The recommended needle is a 10mm needle. That is a beautiful, beautiful yarn. I can't stress that enough. And you get to pick your favorite 3. Look at all. Oh, sorry, I apologize. You're getting 3 of the color that, yeah, okay, that makes more sense. We couldn't have put those all out there. All right, so I apologize if I misled you. It's you whichever you go for, you're going to get 3 of. Should we go through a few of the color options? This is your lilac, so you could go for 3 of the lilac, $10.85. Your price. I mean, $10.85 for 75% acrylic. 75% wool, 25% acrylic is ridiculously good. Then we've got just down here. This is your powder blue. Yeah. Then we have our cream, which you can just see here. Oh, that's your cream. Below the cream, you've got your grey, just sneaking out there. Down there, we have our blush. Oh, Teddy, look at that. We like our Teddy. It's like a really nice neutral. Look at the thickness you're getting with these. So you are going to get 3 balls, whichever option you go for. Right, down here we have our teal. Then we have the claret. Look at the intensity of that claret. Whew, yes. Then we have our berry. Now the claret and the berry would possibly work nicely together. Then we have our, it's classed as a red. It's kind of like an orangey red. Don't think like a bright lipstick red. Then we have our coral. Below we have our chartreuse, just down here. Then we have the sage. We have denim blue. Then we have a black. That's final option. So those are your options. You are going to be getting 3 balls, whichever option you go for $10.85 is a great buy. You should be paying $23.85 for these, and frankly, you would be paying $23.85 if you shopped elsewhere. But here at Hochanda, courtesy of the happy hour deal, but only for the next. Let's see the time on Clocky. He's teasing us. Come on, Clocky. 27:48. 27 minutes and 45 seconds left to take advantage of all the savings on the show. If you're buying anything and you've got a project in mind, if you're excited, if you're stocking up, I would love to know what you are planning on knitting with everything on the show. So please get in touch, studio@hochanda.com. Right, we have got some magazines for you. We're going to start with our crochet and knitting magazine. This is the, this one? Yeah. Now, this is a good buy. We're going to talk about this because $15.97, but you're not just getting the magazines, you are also getting the yarn and the needles to do the projects inside. So let's think about this. How much would you pay to knit a bag purse? look, we've got our little crochet and knitting. It's 100% polyester. You're getting those, all of those in the mix. And these are also not just for your bag purse. That's for your bag purse. But then you're getting your other yarn in there to take on your other projects. We've got crochet cute toys. We've got Cornish flowers. Let's just have a flick through. This is just one of the magazines. Oh, that's cute. Hello. So let's have a little look. So you've got inspirations in here. If you wanted to knit Happy Hippo, we can knit our Happy Hippo. There's competitions. Oh, let them eat cake. Are you kidding? Look, you're going to learn how to knit your own cupcakes, and they are 100% calorie free. Or if you wanted to how to colour work, so it's cheating at your colour work in there. This is just one of the projects. Sugar mice. Again, we've got the yarn in there to make our sugar mice. Good for Christmas. High tea mandala clock. Our bag puss, so how to knit bag puss, going through. That's just one of the magazines. I think for a hand knitted bag puss, and you're getting the yarn, if we were maybe offering this as a separate sort of option, you'd think $15.97, you've done well. We will move on. Then we have, this is another one of the magazines. So here, 23 colourful patterns. So again, how much would you pay for a pattern? Let's flip through and see all the elements that you are getting. So this is a Knit to Learn the Basics. Good one, actually. If you do want to learn basics, it's a good magazine to consider. And we have our projects in here. So you can make your, oh, look, little knitted bibs. If you wanted to, and this is a lovely Afghan. Nice. We've got bird bag in the mix. Blankets, Cornish flowers. We've got a baby book. Oh, you can knit your own baby book. So any of these projects capturing you, a granny square if you want. Little characters, the narwhal and the octopus. Come on, these are amazing. So you've got your cushion in there as well. You've got your cardigan for it. Look, cutie warning. You can. Bob would look good in this, Chris, just saying. There you go, he'd rock that. So all of that, no way. We can knit our own birds. Come on, this is amazing. If you're looking for your next project, you're also getting the yarn in there as well. So you've got your yarn and your needle and your crochet hook. So needles, crochet hook and your yarn and your magazine. We're still going. So that's another, not options, you're getting everything. Right, Snoopy. I loved watching Snoopy growing up. Snoopy is, I don't know what kind of dog Snoopy is actually. Apparently he's a beagle. Ah. Let's have a little flick through and see the Rainbow Delights. You can make your own caterpillar. That's cute. That's cute. Your Baby Waves blanket. Oh, that's nice. That's very cute. Your Hope cardigan and your Happiness booties. Oh, that's really sweet. So you get to learn how to make that. You can make your, this is your brioche hat. So we were talking about, now imagine that brioche hat with the yarn. We had that DK yarn. If you want your spring chicken, Nettie the spring chicken, we've got sustainable fashion in here. Cushions, up and away. Oh, that's nice. Your mini pals, you get to make, come on. All right, you're going to make these and you're going to love them. Little dog, bunny, mouse, cat. Then you've got your Benny the bunny cushion. All right, this for me, done. I would happily pay $15.97 for Peanut and what was the bird in the? It was Peanut. Let me see. It will say. So there was a name for the bird. The official toys. Oh, we're going to have to ask the viewers. Help me out. What was the bird called? I remember the bird in Snoopy. There we go. So you're getting all of those. Quick question for you. When you consider you are getting all those projects, so let's see how many projects we're getting in each one. 51 projects here, just having a look. In this one magazine, 51 projects. Then you're getting all the yarn, knitting needle, and your crochet hook. That's one magazine, okay? So you're getting that. Then you've got 67. It was Woodstock. Was that Andrew? I knew Andrew would know that. Thank you, Andrew. It was Woodstock, the little bird. So in this magazine, 67 projects, and we're getting our yarn, we're getting our needle, our crochet needle, and our knitting needles done. And here, 23 projects, and we're getting on our crochet hook and our needles. That is 140 projects. You're getting your yarn in for $15.97. 140 patterns. That is an awesome buy. I'm absolutely backing that. Please don't miss out. Even at full price, even at $29.97, I think that's good value for money. All right, got to be quick here because I know we've got a lot to show. We've got a Knit Now magazine. So with this, just going to bring up the details and the price on your screen. $11.97. Okay, how much would you pay for some Knitter's flower pins? A couple of pounds? Can you see that? So that's a bonus gift that you're getting within this bundle. Then we're going to start showing you all the magazines. So you're getting a trio of magazines in here. This is lovely. So 43 pages of new patterns. You're getting 43 new patterns. There's another bagpuss in here as well. Going to be quick and just flick through, give you a taster of what you can make. So we've got Trevor the Toucan in there. You've got your cardigans. You'll be able to make that cardigan. We've got beautiful little blankets in there. There's oh, a lovely shawl. You'll be able to make a shawl. There's socks. All of these projects. That's one magazine. Done. Okay, we'll carry on. We've got in here now, I think this is a gift. You're getting your baby essentials is actually 10 easy patterns. This is included. It's a gift with one of the magazines. So if you have got a little one, or maybe you know of a little one in your future coming up, maybe not your baby, but someone you know having a baby, that is very cute. 10 easy patterns, that's included. Then we have here another magazine. So we've got 98 patterns and ideas. Look at that. You get to make, we've got to find it. Get to make the little frog. So as I flick through, just have a look at all the different inspirations that we're getting, the community. That is such a cute little jumper. Let's see that one. That is very sweet. Let's just see. We got cardigans for guys. Now, we haven't seen a lot for the guys. I would 100% rock that cardigan, and that is actually perfect for our DK bundles. You know, the set of 10 yarns, the acrylic yarns that we have. Beautiful shawls on there. Oh, it's a wrap, sorry. We've got little elephants. Now, I'm just desperate to find you that frog. Here it is. Look. Done. Get in my basket. Come on. How cute is that? I'd actually wear that right now. Okay, so that's another magazine that we're getting. Then we have, this is, again, included in the bundle. It is a knit your own cat jumper. I'm just trying to think if there's pusheen. Says it. Pusheen. All right. So there we go. That is your pusheen. That's what you're going to get that pattern. How much would you pay for a pattern? Just looking at what, about $9.99, $5.99? I mean, even if, let's lowball it, even if that one pattern that I'm holding in my hand, if you've paid a £5 for a pattern, then what? The rest, everything that I'm showing you, £7. For instance, here, we've got 12 beautiful patterns. Now here, you would easily pay more than £10 for a pattern booklet. You're getting all of these patterns. So we've got the sweater. This is a bonus gift with the magazines. You've got, look at that, a little mini cardigan, very cute. We've got shawls, batik shawls in there as well. Coat and beret. That cable cardigan, that's lovely. And what I really like about this set, if you're watching right now, if you've gone for any of the bundles and you're not sure how you're going to use, say, your DK yarn, it's here, it's in my hand. That's it. We've got 12 different projects, and it's such a small fraction of what you're getting in this set. You're going to be getting some lockable knitting needles, so that's another gift. So when you think about it, let's add this up. Knitting needles, let's absolutely lowball it and say £1, right? For your little pins, what, another £1? I think you could pay £1, £2 for that. And then your one pattern, we said about a £5. That's £7 right there. And then finally, we have our Dennis the Menace little jumper. I remember Dennis the Menace. So we're getting that. Not just Dennis the Menace, actually. There are loads. We've got our ice cream bunting, all of that going through. And then we have another magazine with, how many projects have we got in here? Doesn't say, but a lot of projects going through. So all 3 magazines Just showing you here. Oh, well, there we go, perfect. All 3 magazines. You're getting the 12 knitting patterns, you're getting the baby patterns, you're getting the flower pins, you're getting the lockable needles, and the 3 magazines for $11.97. That is a great, great buy. Okay, so we're just going to have a look at some books now. This is your Christmas knitting book. Should we start with a Merry Christmas sweater to knit? Let's start here. $12.97 your price. Should be $28.97. Let's flick through. Oh, wait a second. Now, Christmas jumpers are a very special thing. They are every year. You want to get a night, and there's something. If it's been hand knitted, let's have a little look. And go through. So we've got our Father Christmas. All these different designs. You've got your Christmas pud. Yeah, I like this. Make your own. That's a bit more like Scandy. Oh yeah, this next one's cool. Look, the snowman. So you get all the patterns, all the instructions, so you get all your patterns in there as well. That's one, okay? $12.97 your price, $811,726. Let's move on. We've got our Scandy Stockings. How much is this going to be? $12.97, sorry. So you get to make your own Scandy stockings. But not only that, the hat's in there as well. This is all, oh yeah, Scandy inspired. And this is something you are going to make and make and make. I love that. These are really nice designs. So not just stockings in the mix. Look. That's Christmas right there. But being able to personalize, don't buy a stocking, make it. This is Hochanda. We don't want to buy things, we want to make things. So there we go. Those are your Scandy stockings for $12.97. Knit your own. $811,726. And finally, you get to knit your own nativity. What? Done. Come on, for $12.97, knit your own nativity. Look at that. You have to do it. This is your Christmas project. For $12.97, you got your Christmas project right here. All the characters. There's Melchior. There's Balthazar, and there's Gasper in the mix. We've got the angel, which you can see there. This is excellent. I've never seen anything like this. You've got your standing shepherds, all the shepherds coming through. I'm waiting to see all the characters. Oh look, there's the big characters. There's Mary, Joseph, the donkey, little baby Jesus. They've got sheep in there as well. The ass. You've got the infant. The manger, all of these. That is very, very cool. So being able to knit your own nativity for $12.97. Now you should be paying $28.97 your price. So don't miss out on that. Details are on your screen. $12.97 there. $811,726. Wait, are we getting all of these? Can we just come back for a second? Sorry, Kirsty. I'm sorry. All right. Stop. I need to speak to you. I apologise, and this is my shortfallings as a presenter. When we were showing details, I thought it was just for one. But you telling me we're getting all 3 of these books for $12.97. That is an absolute bargain. Jumpers, we do it all year, and I get really excited about Christmas jumpers. Niffin knows you're also getting your stockings and you're getting your nativity. $12.97 is an absolute steal. Right, we've got to move on. I'm going to be super quick here. So we have 2 more books. These are your gradient knits. Now you are getting both of these. Just going to flick through really quickly because I know we've got to get back to our yarn. Have a look at what you're getting with these gradient knits. All of this beautiful project. So that's just in one of the books. So effectively £6 per book. Yeah, we like that. And then over here, this is the gradient knit. So let's just have a look at the principles with those gradient knits. Ooh, that looks amazing. So you get the techniques, you get step-by-step instructions, really easy to follow, and beautiful projects in the mix as well. That's stunning. So what you're doing is blending colours. So really teaching you how to get the most out of your different yarns in there. So if you want to get hold of those, $11.98 your price, $711,893. Okay, we've got lots on the show. There's 12 minutes and 28 seconds remaining. The happy hour has flown by. Please don't miss out. I'm still thinking about those books. I really am impressed. I just love the idea of being able to knit a nativity and your own Christmas jumper and your own stockings. Do not buy them. Knit something that is special. Now is the perfect time to do it. But ultimately, we need some yarn. So you've got the inspirations. The yarn has been immensely busy. I cannot stress that enough. Really, really, really busy for this. So what we've got is, there is a colour for everyone. Let's start with the pink. Now you are going to get 10. I apologise. We're only showing 9 on the counter. 1 has just disappeared before the show and we couldn't find it. But it's okay. You will be receiving 10. Beautiful, vibrant pink. This is a Hochanda pink, a statement pink. Now you can couple this up with another colour. So let's just say you wanted to mix it with the black. It would work well with the black, or equally with, no, not the royal blue, the navy. It would work well as well. Where's the navy? Oh, it's over there. Kirsty, you might have to help me out. I put all the navy over there, sorry. So there we go. That's your pink, $11.99 your price for all 10 of those. Yeah, just throw on there. Thanks, Kirsty. To show you, that is a good shout from our producer, Katie. Like that, yeah. The navy works very well. Okay, let us progress. We've got some big news, everybody. It was one of the big hitters. It was a choice that so many of you are going for. Stone is now officially limited stock, and it potentially could go. So if you want to get hold of your stone, $11.99 for all 10 of these. £1.19. They are 100% acrylic. They are, with this, you are getting a double knit. Beautiful colourway. Do not miss out on your stone, because I think that is a great buy, and I really do like the stone. It's neutral. It will go with everything. 858-394 your item number. You just decide which option you want to go for. They all share the same item number, but you'll notice that stone and rust both have green on the screen. They are both limited. Now, we've had an email in from Helen. She's gone for the stone and rust. Helen, thank you so much for emailing in. I really do. So when I say please email in, I mean it. So Helen, she's gone for the stone and the rust, and I will reach for it. Both limited. They work so well together. And Helen's going to be making a blanket. Is that blanket or throw? A throw for the winter. Helen, can you do me a favour, Helen? If you're following me on social media, and anyone can follow me, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, can you send me a picture? Genuinely, and I really do mean this. I'm not just saying it for the sake of it. I'd love to see that blanket, because I think it's going to look amazing. So I'm looking forward to seeing that, Helen. Okay, so stone limited. We think it's going to go. We're on to our royal blue. So a lovely, do you know, royal blue, like the pink, it is so bright, electric. It does electrify a project. It really does spice it up with colour. So that is your royal blue. Then we have our charcoal. So charcoal now sticking with those natural tones coming in. It is a beautiful sort of a charcoal, I don't know, smoky charcoal colour to it, because it's not a solid black. So that's why I'm saying smoky. It's kind of got little wisps, little flecks and hints of different shades coming in. That's your charcoal. Next we have our burgundy. 10 balls of yarn. Look at your burgundy going through. And I know burgundy, a very sophisticated colour with regard to the burgundy. So 10 of these. What projects do you have in mind? Burgundy now, I'm starting to get on. Bear with me. Got another pairing I think would work very well. Is anyone else seeing Christmas there? Greens and your burgundy. That is an awesome pairing. It could be a new favourite. I love that. Just thinking about to Christmas, you cannot go wrong. That is your Christmas in a bundle. So they do come separately, but I think that's a good choice. There's your burgundy. So I am thinking Christmassy here. Then we have our rust. We are limited stock with the rust, actually into single figures. We do anticipate that the rust and stone could potentially sell out before the end of the hour. I know we've only got a few more minutes left. Do not miss out on that rust. We've only got 8 minutes left on the clock, and then all the prices jump back up. But live show, we've got about 3 minutes. Right, we've got our blue. Sorry, I say blue, it's your navy, which we had a look at. So just a reminder to everyone, you're getting 10 balls of the yarn. They're 100% acrylic, and they are a double knit. So there we go. We're recommending, and on the packaging it says 4mm needles to work with these. As we move on, we have, this is your dark cyan. Lovely colour. Just really nice colour tones with this. I'm so impressed with the actual colours that we're seeing here. So that's your dark cyan. Now we're going to move on to another one like this. The chocolate. It's such a beautiful colour. I'm going to do it. We're going to see it because I know that the rust and the stone are currently limited. Rust is about to go, but look at that for a tri-blend. A 3-blend colour, chocolate, stone, rust, or even if you were just to have the stone and the chocolate, how good does that look? So think about pairing these colours. Rust is going to go. I'm just telling you that now. We're into single figures with the rust, and the stone is not far behind. But the chocolate, love that chocolate. Okay, now we have our black. Just having a look here. So there is your black in the mix. So it's a black's a good blender colour, and it will go with so many other colours we have on the show. Okay, so now we have our grey. Just having a look here. Grey is another good colour, and it does go with absolutely everything, but I think that is a beautiful grey. Like that a lot. Really sophisticated colour. And actually, grey is one of those colours now. A lot of people reflecting grey within their homes. So if you want to put a little bit of grey in your home, I think that's nice. Grey, a bit of burgundy maybe. And then finally, we have our green. Is it a leaf green? Leaf green. So where we see. For me, though, just thinking towards Christmas, leaf green with the burgundy, oh, that is just such a win. Should we have a look at the grey with there as well? Or that all three of those work very nicely together. Got to tell you, the rust, I'm afraid, that has gone. So the rust is sold out. The stone's not far behind. It has been a busy show. Thank you so much for keeping us company. What I would say, if something's in your basket, if you know you want it, please make sure to check out. The only reason I say that is the prices will only be honoured for this happy hour, and I don't want you to miss out. So if it jumps out of your basket, if the show ends, the happy hour ends, then you won't be able to get anything for the price that you've had it in your basket previously. But I hope you've enjoyed it. The whole point of Hochanda, we want to inspire you. I know there were no demonstrations this hour, but we have got exciting hours ahead. For instance, we will shortly be celebrating a very special birthday. I'm biting my lip because I don't want to give away, but coming up next, though, we've got another great hour, and I will be explaining more in a sec. Handmade by Hayley, her first ever one-day special, and I cannot tell you how popular it's been. Please don't miss it. It is a great hour. She'll be joined by Fiona. Then we've got paper crafting with Fiola.
Hi, I'm Nikki Hassan. I've been working with Heartfelt Creations for about 9 years now. Heartfelt Creations as a company launched the company back in 1994. They have been in the industry for a very, very long time. They are crafters, so they know what you crafters want, and they listen to us crafters too. Their products range from stamps that coordinate with dies that then coordinate with a paper pad. But then we also have storage folders, we have decorative dies, we have colouring daubers, we have Insta albums. One of the products that really make Heartfelt unique are their flower shaping moulds, where you can make easy, quick, three-dimensional flowers, which are absolutely stunning. So I hope you can join Heartfelt Creations here on Hochanda.
Did you know you can watch Hochanda 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for free using our app on Roku? Just like your smartphone accesses an app store to add new applications, your Roku streaming player or Roku TV accesses the Roku channel store to add new channels. By downloading the Hochanda channel, you'll be able to access your favourite craft channel on your TV anytime you want to watch. Here's how to do it. Turn on your TV and connect your Roku device. Next, turn the power on and press the home button on your Roku remote. Scroll up or down to select Settings. Select your network and select Setup Connection. Roku uses a wireless connection, so select your router name and add your password. This should be on the side or the bottom of your router. If this is the first time using Roku, then you'll need to set up an account on the device or by going to the Roku website. That's it. Now it's time to add the Hochanda app. Simply press the home button on the Roku remote. Scroll up or down using the arrows on your remote to select streaming channels. Then open the channel store. At the top of the channel store, you'll find a list of featured, new and popular categories to explore. Enter Hochanda into the search bar and this will take you to the Hochanda app. Now simply select Add Channel. When you see the added channel screen, press OK and return to the home page. Now scroll down to the Hochanda app and press the star button on your remote. You can then use the arrow buttons to move Hochanda to the top of the screen for quick and easy access. And that's it. You can now watch, purchase and catch up with your favourite shows 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on your TV whenever you feel crafty.
Hello, my name's Stuart and I'm the Managing Director of Oakwood Archer. Oakwood Archer is a family-run business and my son and my daughter work very hard with me to bring the best craft items to you in the UK. We specialise in high-quality items brought into the UK from all over the world, including brands like Kaisercraft, Stampendous and Impression Obsession. Working with Hochanda is fantastic for us. It gives us the opportunity to bring all of these brands and all of these products from all over the world direct to you, the crafter in the UK. Our products include stamps, dies, papers, buttons, trimmings, ribbons and album making kits. Just about everything you need to be a good crafter. So please don't miss Oakwood Archer shows on Hochanda.
Hi, I'm Joe from the Mill Shop Online. Welcome to the Mill Shop Online. As you can see, we're a lot of fabric here. We're very passionate about our fabrics. We're one of the largest online sellers in the UK of fabrics for upholstery, soft furnishings, and now the lovely craft market. Coming up in the future with Hochanda, the Mill Shop Online are going to bring lots more collections of beautiful fabrics, all inspired for you crafters, for your upholsterers, soft furnishings, everything for every project. All our designs for Hochanda, all our crafting elements, always very unique and very exclusive for Hochanda. Whether you're starting out with fabric or an experienced sewer, we love to bring projects that every ability can really have a go at. So don't miss the Mill Shop Online shows on Hochanda.
Very good afternoon to you. It is the last chance for our fantastic one-day special, handmade, thought out by the genius herself, the gorgeous Hayley West. Good afternoon, my darling.
Hello, hello.
You've been having so many emails of love.
Oh, it's been fabulous. Can I do it all again?
Well, let's do it. Let's do it again.
24 hours.
Oh,
yeah.
last hour. Now, listen, this is only part one of another part that's coming in January 2021.
Well, this is it. I mean, this was the first. I mean, myself and John Lockwood, we've called this kind of the base kit because this is the starting point. We've got so many plans. Well, obviously, I've been kind of getting John to help me along with the design because I'm not that brilliant with regards to the technology of that, but yeah, we are getting there. But this is just the starting point, and I know for a fact we have got things coming in January which I'm not able to show you at this stage, but John and Sam have both been involved and they have been quilting. You'll see more of that in January.
And it's going to complement this existing set, which is part one, which will open up the doors to the quilting world if you've always been a bit frazzled by the measurements and this, that and the other and just thinking, oh, my head hurts thinking about it. So what is the system? Because I know we can watch back on all the other repeat shows, so I know we're going to try, you know, going at it from a different angle. But in brief, what is the system all about, Hayley?
Well, the system is all about, it's basically a design kind of system. So the mocha block itself, which is what you've got on the board there, Fiona, is the elements that will allow you. So you've got your frame to start with. You can see you've got your 4 angled corners there. Put those together and you will end up with a 9-inch aperture, which is perfect for the average size quilt block, which is lovely to work with. But then put those little extenders in there and you can actually make it into a 12-inch block, which again is a larger size, which means that your quilt is going to grow quickly. Now the aperture is designed so as you can put in all those other pieces that you can see there. So you've got your large and your small squares there, you've got your large and your small rectangles, and your large and your small triangles. Now you'll notice I'm shying away from the jargon, because one of the things that I think frightens people so much about quilting is when we start talking about angles, we start talking about 1/4-inch seam allowance, we start talking half square triangles, 1/4 square triangles. They're just words, but basically those triangles are big and small. That's all you need to know. And I'll show you how these all come together to allow you to create your own design blocks.
And that's what the beauty of the system is. It's creating your own configurations. You can go back to the traditionals of the beautiful flying geese and what have you, but you can be inventive, you can be creative, and it takes out all of that stress, as Hayley was explaining about, when it comes to seam allowances. I'm just like, oh, I'm trying to figure out how much material do I need to cut. No chance. And this is what's so fantastic. And it's been years in the making, this. I mean, you thought about this a long time ago,
Well,
didn't you,
this is
Hayley?
it, yeah. It's probably about 3.5 years, 4 years ago that I started with this idea, and it's taken that long to be able to bring it to you at the price that's on your screen. And that's why that kind of amalgamation myself working with Crafts too has meant that we can bring it to you at this point, purely because of their kind of knowledge, their buying power has meant that they can bring it to the price that you see on your screen there. When I was trying to source this and fund it myself, it was coming out at way more than the price that was seen on the screen there, and I wasn't happy with that, although obviously I think it's worth every single penny of whatever figure you put on it.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that I wanted to bring it affordably, because so as people can get involved. So
Exactly.
yeah. So that's your mock-up block to start with. We touched on there a few moments ago the patch calculator.
Yes.
Now this is kind of your recipe card. This is your shopping list of the different pieces that you're needing, and I'll show you this in a few moments. But it's a way for you to actually kind of jot down and record the pieces that you're going to need for your project.
Absolutely.
So you're going to get one of those.
Wipe clean, so you just need an erasable pen, but you can photocopy it, as Hayley said, if you come to create your own favourite sheets. Lots of the pearl head pins there, because we just need those, obviously, for our piecing together.
Because you do.
Now, the 3 rulers. Now, these come in a lovely Ziploc pack there as well. These are fantastic, because we don't need paraphernalia. This will take us all on the journey, won't
Well,
it, Hayley?
that's it, yeah. Now, you've got 3 rulers here. The first one you can see here is the one with the 45-degree mitre at the top there. And this, again, is one that I've designed myself, and I wanted a simple ruler. There are lots of quilt rules out there that will allow you to create, but they've got a lot of content in there. So you've got, on this one, it's stripped right the way back, because fundamentally, all we need is your 1 inch and then your 1/4 inch increments. So you've got 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, and your full inches. You don't need to have those 16ths and all those kind of things. As time goes on, you may well want those, but when you're just getting started or you just want simplicity, then this is the way to do it with this particular ruler. To work alongside this, you have got your Patchmaker Square. Now, your Patchmaker Square, again, is something that I've designed myself to allow you to create 3 different sizes of your patches. Your 2 inch, your 3 inch, and your 4 inch. And that will cover your triangles as well. So the large triangles, your half square triangles, and your little ones, which are called 1/4 square triangles. But we'll cover all that in a few moments.
Absolutely. And then last but not least, we have our binding square.
We do indeed. Now, the binding square is where you finish off your project. So you'll often hear our guests when they come and join us here at Hochanda, and they've created a beautiful quilt. The finishing touch is the binding, and this will allow you to create your binding in a variety of different widths, going from your 2 inch right the way down to your 1 inch.
Absolutely, and this is what this fantastic leaflet here is all about in terms of explaining that. So we've got that brilliant ruler. A favourite of mine, because it was an absolute revelation, is our thread clips.
Now, these are just brilliant, and it's nice that we've been able to include these as well. Sometimes when you're working a bobbin, you might have a particular thread on there that you're wanting to keep alongside the main spool. Well, this is the perfect way for you to do them, because quite often when they're loose, they start rattling around in the bottom of your sewing box. Well, this is brilliant because you can keep them together, and also sometimes you might have like a white thread that might look like cotton, it might look like nylon, it might look polyester, you're not quite sure. Well, this way you can team it up with the original spool so you know exactly what you've got on there.
Brilliant. And we've got on 2 flexi-buy instalments as well of £19.99, 454,937, but it is approaching limited. It has been an absolute success with the likes of Evelyn, who says you're a genius, with the likes of the Pink Inks ladies who are going to dye their own material, and a lot of viewers as well who have, you know, just dipping their toes into the quilting. I mean, this is our lovely Paola's, isn't it, Hayley?
This is it. Now, Paola, as many of you know, started her sewing journey just before lockdown. I helped her when she was trying to source her own new machine, and I helped her, and I said to her, would you mind having a go with something that we're bringing to Hochanda? And she had a go, and she embraced it wholeheartedly. Now, this is a replication of something that she created, that she actually made a cushion cover that she sent out to Spain to her mum, and it sits in the corner of her mum's bedroom, and as soon as her mum wakes up in the morning, she sees that cushion. And Paola was very kind enough to actually replicate that on a larger scale, so as we could share that with you here in the studio. And she's put this together. It's only a couple of days, and she was at work as well, so how she's managed to do it, I don't know. But of course, the mock-up blocks helped speed it up a little bit.
And this is the point, and here's Paola's testimony as well, as a complete novice quilter, I had a chance to test Hayley's mock block system. As someone who's done graphic design, I thought designing my own blocks would be easy. However, no matter how many diagrams and calculations I tried, nothing worked. So I was wasting a lot of fabric. This was what Evelyn said as well, isn't it? She says, what impressed me the most with the mock block was not only do I have a foolproof system of working out how many pieces of fabric I need, but I can cut my fabric confidently and with precision. I'm no longer wasting my fabrics. Being a designer is one thing, being a quilt designer is something else, and thanks to Hayley's mock block system, I can now design my very own quilt box with accuracy, creativity and confidence. But more importantly, I can do it having fun, because it takes away the stress, Hayley.
Well, this is it, and as Paula quite rightly said there, if you're working with a piece of paper, say a 12 by 12, and you're wanting to cut it into your 3-inch pieces, that's not a problem. You just cut it into your 3-inch pieces. But with sewing, with quilting, you've got to accommodate for your seam allowance, because the bit that you see, you want to be 3 inches, but of course the amount that you cut needs to have that seam allowance on top, and that's what this system's all about.
And this is what the system does. Let's have a look at some more inspiration, and then we'll go straight back to our Hayley.
There you go. So in a nutshell, that little bit that you saw at the end now with the frame and the pieces, that pretty much explains it all. But let me show you all the elements that you've got. So I keep all of my mock-a-block elements within my little grab and go bag. And I know lots of you have been buying the pattern to create this. And the reason I like this is because I've got room in there for my frame, which we'll look at in just a few moments. So there's my corner pieces. Pop those down to the side there. I've also got room for the rules that come alongside it. And we'll explain those a little bit later on. But then you've got room for things like these little takeaway containers, which house the pieces that you're going to be working with, and that's the beauty of these. And you've also got your little extender pieces in here, which I think are tucked away in this particular one here. So I'm going to bring those extender pieces out, because one of the things that you can do with this is start off with the standard size, which is just your corners, and then build up on that. So let me just put the lid on there and move that slightly out of the way to start with. So you've got your corners. So if you're just starting off, maybe just getting started, you would put those together, and what you've got there is an aperture which is creating a 9-inch block. So this is brilliant if you're just starting, because a 9-inch block is a really good size, manageable size piece for the most novice of quilters to get started with. But then you might want to create something that's a little bit larger, and that's why you've got these extender elements in here, and these will make that frame into a 12-inch block. 12-inch blocks we see often from the likes of who brings these in? Pam and Emma, who Quilter Trading Post.
Oh, yeah.
They tend to work a lot with 12-inch blocks as well. So it is a popular size, and you can see that it's quite a large size, so your quilt will grow quickly. Now, the idea being is whether you are going for the 9-inch one, let me move those out of the way because it just looks a little bit distracting with those being there as well. So if you're just using your corners, then you end up with your aperture. And I've divided it into 3-inch squares. Now you can see here we've got 9 squares, so this is what we would call a 9-patch block, because these individual pieces are known as patches. Sew your patches together to make your block, which is why it's called patchwork.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. Add in those extenders, and you're then turning your work area into a larger area, and this time we are looking at 16 patches, as you can see here, which can give you more creativity because obviously you've got more shapes to work with. Now I'm going to be working with the one-day special, but I've actually got an extra set in here because I know that lots of you have been ordering the one-day special and adding in those extras that you can see on the screen there.
Yeah, thank you, Hayley, because I forgot to mention you could get that extra.
Well, this is it, and it's easy to forget. Don't worry about that. But with this, what it means is I don't have to kind of think about just doing half of this block because I haven't got enough pieces to make the full block. There's just loads of ways you can play with these. And then you just start to decide which way are you going to actually create your block. So it's up to you. You might start off with a dark piece in each of the corners. So we're going to go for a dark, triangle. And when I talk about dark and light, these pieces, on one side you've got your dark, as you can see, and that's to represent your dark fabric, and you've got your lighter side to represent your lighter fabric. But obviously it could be a case of that one is pink, one is blue, one is green, one is polka dot yellow, whatever you want it to be. You decide. That's the key thing. It's your block, it's your decision as how you're going to be putting these together. But then you start playing around, you start bringing in these shapes. And this is the key thing. You start designing and creating whatever you want with these, and because you've got that larger kind of array of pieces, then what you can do is build it up to whatever design you're wanting, and you just put these pieces in place until you're kind of happy with the design that you're working with. If you want to use them as a lighter tone, then obviously you can flip them over and just kind of add them in as you're going around. Now I've got a block that I've already created, so I'm kind of trying to mimic this as we go here, so as I can kind of show you what it looks like when you've got your fabric in place. But you might start off doing your outside parameter, as I've been doing here. It's coming with this large one here. That's going to sit down at the bottom like so. And then I'm going to come in with my small triangles and then put these little points all the way around the edge here to almost give like a little tulip look, I think, when you put those in place. They almost look like a tulip head, don't they, as you work your way around. And I'm just going to pop those in like so. So you can see how they're kind of filling in those gaps. And you're just doing this just to kind of get the design, the overall design that you're wanting as you go like so. So again, keep going around here, keep going through here.
And you had a really good idea, you were saying to me earlier, Hayley, so that if you show your first block and you want to see it on a much larger scale, like your lovely quilt here, because it creates another pattern within a pattern.
Yes.
You know, there's apps out there, perhaps you could computer generate the repetition on a larger scale. So then you can see the full pattern, because it looks different, doesn't it, if you lay out your, all your blocks?
I mean, I've been working on a block here, and at any point I could have stopped, and that could be my block. I mean, there you can see we've got a nice open area in the middle, could be made up of 4 white squares, or a larger piece that measures 6 inches by 6 inches, because don't forget, each one of these is 3 inches. But yeah, you're quite right, Fiona, there are apps out there which they kind of go under the description of kaleidoscope. You remember the kaleidoscope that you used to have as a child, which was like a telescope, and you used to rotate it? Well, there is a tool that you can get which I think is called a quilter's kaleidoscope. We may well have them on the website, and basically what you've got is you've got a little tool that you look through, and it replicates the block that you've created. So you'd make up one block, you'd look through it, and it gives you an illusion of a larger size quilt. Well, of course, modern day technology, we have got apps. Kaleidoscope, search for that in your app store, and then what you may find is if you take a photograph of your particular block you've created, take it into that app and it will replicate it for you. So from that one design you can build it up to have a little think about, do I like it that way or not? Another added advantage of having the 2 sets, so having the one day special with an additional set, is quite often you might want to do a couple of different types of blocks for your project. So for instance, that could be my first block that I've created, and I'm bringing in a second block that will work alongside it. So I might have 2 or 3 blocks, but because I've got the 2 frames there, I can build these up and think, yeah, that works alongside that, I like that idea, and then you can kind of design. So this particular one here, what we would then go on to do is work with the patch calculator. Now, this is a nifty little tool. I'm kind of proud of this one, because this is where we start making our kind of shopping list of pieces that we need. So what you will find, each of these little patches that we've got here obviously look a little bit different. So this one is made up of your 2 triangles, this one is made up of your 4 triangles, as you can see. So each one of those different styles of squares is featuring within your patch calculator. So you look at your main piece and then you're kind of transferring numbers over. So we've got your large corner. So these ones are made up of your division between your large triangle and your dark and light, as you can see there with your large. So on my sheet, there you go, you can see. Might be that you have to rotate it around. I mean, that is looking exactly the same as that corner, but obviously it's been rotated around for the others. So all I'm going to do is have a little look, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. I've actually got them in the middle as well, so 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to need 8 of those. Now let me just turn this around, because actually that was a prototype one. I still didn't realise I'd still got that one there. So here we go, we've got this one. This is the one that I was working on earlier on. Wipe clean means, obviously, as you can see there, you can take away any of your workings for a previous project. So we were looking at this one, we said 8, didn't we? So I'm going to write it in, the number 8 there. Next one that we're looking at is this particular one here, which is the one that I said was a bit like a tulip. And if you have a look here on our patch calculator, again, you might need to rotate it round, but it's looking the same as that. So again, we need to count up how many we need of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those. Okay, now when I look at that, I'm thinking to myself, well, there aren't any others there. And the way that I can check that is when I actually look at these and add that number together. So however many different types of patches, it's a good opportunity for you to just check those and make sure that you've got the right figure there. So you can see that I've got 16 patches, which is what we've got within that block. So I know I've got all of those. Then I just decide, am I just going to make one of those to turn it into a cushion cover? I might want to. So I only need to cut out and create 2 of those, well, the 8 of those, as you can see, and 8 of those. Or maybe I'm going to be making it into a quilt. And my plan is to actually take 10 of those blocks and replicate them and put them all together. So where you've got C, that is your number of blocks that you're choosing for your project. So let's put 10 in there because it's a nice easy one to do the maths on. And again, 10 there. And then this column over here, this will tell you the number of pieces that you need. And all you do is take each of these columns and you multiply them, which sounds a little bit mathsy, but it's really easy. So here, with the white triangles, the light triangles, we've got 1 times 8, which is 8, times 10, we're going to need 80. Same with the bottom there. Again, 1, 8, 8, 10, 80. And that's the same with the bottom here as well. So here you can see again, we're going to need 80 of those, we're going to need 80 of those, and we'll need 80 of those. So that helps me when I come to actually cutting out my design. Now I will show you how to cut out your fabrics in a few moments, but just to give you an idea of how that looks when you actually get your fabrics involved, there you go. That will give you an idea of how that one looks.
Fantastic. That's gorgeous. Let's have another look at some more inspiration for how we can configure these fantastic blocks together. Now, just to highlight to everybody, it is limited. We are going to obviously continue this fantastic demonstration with our Hayley, but it is already limited. Please, please, please don't miss out on this opportunity. We've had such a huge uptake on the one-day special, and I can see that it's really appealing to so many of you, especially a novice like myself, who's finally starting to understand, and just the whole measurement thing. It just gets better. With part 2 coming in January 2021, well, we need to get in there quick. Have a little look at some of these beautiful samples as well behind us. I was talking about, this was one of Hayley's favourite. You said this was quite a cost-effective material, but the overall effect, when you look at that, you know, that grandiose pattern on the large, it's beautiful, isn't it, Hayley?
Well, this is it, and I've done some free motion work on this one. I don't claim to be a free motion expert, but I had a whale of a time doing it. And that's what it's about. It's about the fun aspect. It's not necessarily about getting everything on point and winning quilt competitions. It's about enjoying it, which is why I've taken the maths out of it as much as I possibly can.
I said that inspired me. You know, Minecraft is a big thing in our family with a young boy. You could do some brilliant Minecraft images there with your blocks. And this was one by, I've forgotten her name again, that lovely lady.
Marianne.
Marianne, for the life of me. Well, what did she say about this again?
Well, again, Marianne is a very accomplished sewer. She runs classes, workshops, she does retreats. She's been doing them for many, many years. So when I asked her to have a look at the mock-up block, I really did value her opinion. And she gave me a couple of little pointers, which again, Paola reiterated, which I'll tell you about in a few moments. But she had a whale of a time, and she said that she's not really a quilter because she doesn't like the maths. She doesn't like doing the calculations and following those fine details on the ruler, but she loved the mock-up block and the system that we've put together for this.
Fantastic, fantastic. Now, £39.97, we're limited. You've got a £10 saving. We've got that 2 flexi-buy payments of £19.99, 454 937. If you want the larger frame, as in the additional bits, as in the whole mock-up block system, again, because obviously that will allow you to create even more blocks, as Hayley was explaining. You can get up for £20, 095421. But of course, the one-day special comes with those fantastic rulers and your lovely pins and your fantastic thread clips. Now, we've also got the Graham Go bag. I'll just quickly mention this because Hayley did. I know this is hugely popular as well. Fantastic pattern. I mean, this is brilliant because it's all in colour. step by step, Hayley takes you through it. You've got all of the templates there to cut out and replicate over and over again. And then with your favourite material, and you can insulate it. It could be for a sandwich bag, but those handy little boxes that we've all had from the takeaway get utilised over and over again. Whether you're keeping your hairpins, your sandwiches, whether you're keeping your wools, your yarns, your crochet, any of your bits and bats, these are brilliant. $9.99, 531 595 for the grab and go pattern from Hayley. Back to our lovely Hayley. Sorry, I threw myself there, didn't I?
Did you trip yourself up, love? No, throughout the course of the shows today, kicking off at 8 o'clock this morning, I was working with the 9-patch and doing a 9-patch design. So just very briefly, just to explain to you, as you can see here, the smaller size frame without the extenders gives you that 9-inch aperture. What we did was we came up with a design, and this is the design we came up with. And one thing I always recommend is that when you do have a block design that you like, take a photograph of it, because you could literally sit in front of the TV in the evening, playing around with this, coming up with designs, and I pretty much guarantee that if you are sat watching the telly with anybody on the sofa, they will start having a bit of a play with this. It's almost like a little jigsaw piece. People can't help themselves.
Everybody could design their own little block, couldn't they, within the family quilt, or throw.
That'd be nice. It's a nice little kind of heritage quilt. I love that idea. So that was the design that we came up with, and I have cut out my fabrics to start that, because obviously getting the sewing in place. But something I wanted to mention was the tool that you've got, which I'll show you how to use in just a few moments. This is the one that will allow you to cut your pieces in a variety of sizes. So you can see that you've got your different colours on here. So you've got your red, you've got your blue, and you've also got your black. And this is something that I asked John and the Crafts 2 guys, is it possible for us to have multiple colours, 3 colours on a quilt rule? Because I have to admit, I've not really come across multicolours. No. 1 or 2 colours as a change, so maybe 2 colours maximum, but not that third colour. And he said, yes, have as many colours as you like, so which was brilliant, because what that means is, and this is some of the feedback that I had from both Paola and also Marianne as well, the original one that I was able to kind of manufacture myself had just got white etched lines, which of course, as soon as you put it down on your light fabrics, they disappeared. It made it really difficult for you to find the right line to follow, which is why I wanted those lines. So as for your 2-inch squares, you're looking at the red lines, 3-inch your blue, and the 4-inch the black lines. Now, what does that mean? Well, if we're working with your 3-inch patches, as we have designed in there, then when you put them together, you can see overall your block is going to be about 9.5 inches, because you're going to have your seam allowance accommodating with this. So there you go, that gives you a rough idea of what your block is going to end up looking like. But if you start changing these patches from 3 inches perhaps to 4 inches, it means that you're actually turning it into a larger block. So your project, if it's a bed-sized quilt or something like that, it's going to grow a lot quicker. So those are your options, using just 2 of those sizes on there. But of course you have got your little 2 inches as well. And this is a real cutesy one, because you can make your little itty-bitty blocks as well. So if you are working on a smaller scale, then you can get the result. But that's exactly the same design block replicated in your 3 sizes. Now, one thing I did notice is when you're working with the 2-inch patches, of course, put them together in this formation, you end up with a 4-inch square, which means that if you wanted to, you could further design within your obviously your 4x4 here, to mean that you could quite easily, not your 4x4, I should say your 4-inch patches, to make it into a more complex design, which means that you can kind of really play around and adapt that design, and it turns it into 24 patches if you're working with a smaller. If you're doing the larger size one, then it actually turns out to be 36 patches. So you've got lots of design scope with those. And that is the beauty. I'll just very quickly show you some of these before we go into cutting the fabric. Here you can see loads and loads of different ways of using those different patches in the different sizes, whether it's a 9 patch, whether it is the 16 patch. That's 16 patch with your small squares, but this one is your 16 patch with your medium size. And again, you've just got loads and loads of scope with these, so much so that you can get quite creative with your designs, making things like your houses, making things like your letters as well. So there's a lot of prospects for you to become a really amazing designer with these. So move that to the side, because we need to get our fabric ready. Now I've obviously scrubbed away the numbers that we need for this, but we won't worry too much about that one. Oh, there it is. If you're wanting to create your patches, You've got all the tools that you will need really in order for you to do this. But what you have to have is a couple of straight edges. That's the key thing. Your straight edges make it easy for you to get those patches cut out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in fact, I'm going to bring my rotary mat in just so I can swizzle things around when I get to that stage. And then all I'm going to do is, using the lines that I've got on my mat, I'm going to line up that folded edge there. I'm going to come in with my longer ruler, because obviously I've got up to 14 inches there, where I can trim off and make that straight edge, which I think will go about there. Trim that off like so. There we go, nice straight edge there. And then I can give it a straight edge at the bottom here as well. Obviously you'll be more frugal when you're working with this, but you can just trim that away. And the key thing is you need a point where you've got nice neat edges. As you can see, let's just take that little bit off the edge there so as it's out of the way. So I've got my nice straight right angle there. So what I'm going to do is come in with my patchmaker square. And this is where you decide. Now obviously we've been working a lot with triangles here, and they're 3 inches. So I would have my half square triangles, which I know because on there it will say HST, half square triangle.
Lovely.
So to replicate that, all I need to do is find the line on here. So it's 3 inch half square triangle, and I take the little hole that we've got there, the little locator point, put it on the corner, that true corner that I've just created, and line up those lines there, the blue line in the middle there, to create my half square triangle. And you've even got the little text there, use this line for your 3 inch half square triangle with an arrow.
It's Fiona proof. It's idiot proof, basically. Do you know what I mean?
You can say that, but I can't.
Yes, that's why I said it.
Now, the thing that I do like about this is you have got minimum waste. So I can come in with my rotary cutter there, cut it just a little bit beyond the patchmaker square there. So I can fold that fabric. You can rotate it round. I know, in fact I will. We've got quite a lot of fabric on there, but I can reposition it like so, and then just go across there. So I have actually wasted minimal fabric now, creating that there. And then I can go on and create with that whichever way I want. So it might be that I'm taking top tips from our Hochanda guests, and I'm doing the old technique where you draw a line corner to corner, and then do your stitching a 1/4 of an inch away on one side, 1/4 of an inch away on the opposite side. But what I do suggest, if you are completely new to quilting, then do cut your squares. If you're going to be making your triangles, actually cut them to the shape that you want, just so as you can start to learn how those pieces come together. And that is part of the joy of learning to quilt, is understanding how those triangles come together to make your squares and so on. And that's why I would suggest you do that. The only thing you need to be careful of is when you start cutting into your fabrics, especially when you're cutting on that diagonal there, handle them carefully, because you can stretch and warp if you're not careful. Sometimes it can work to your advantage if you're trying to squeeze something into shape, but then you start putting them all together. So where am I up to so far? Well, I've started creating my block. So from this design here, I've already created those corner pieces. I'm going to show you how to do that, because that's the only one that I've not shown you how to do live. We covered these ones in the, I think it's 8 o'clock this morning we did these ones, which is kind of the large triangle with your 2 smaller ones there, which you can kind of see. Where's my little gadget that I've created? So there you go. Can you see that little patch there? Sometimes it's difficult to see that. So that particular patch there, if I just slide that up a touch there, you can see you've got your dark triangle at the top there, which is your dark triangle at the top there. So I'll show you how to create that one at 8 o'clock this morning. 12 o'clock we created this middle one, which you can kind of see here. So I'm just going to show you how to do those corner pieces now. So smooth that out of the way, because what I've already cut, and I've done some of them already, so you can see we've got those here. You've got your large rectangle, which is that particular one, and then you've got your lighter square, and you've got your darker square. So we're just going to put those pieces together. Now obviously you haven't got a ruler or a line on here for doing your little tiny squares, because as you can see on here it says that they're 1.5 inches. The smallest one that we've got on here is 2 inches. So the way that you do your 4-sided pieces, whether it's a square or a rectangle, you're basically adding on 1/2 inch for your seam allowance. 1/4 goes on one side, 1/4 goes on the other. So when you've got something like a 1.5 inch piece that you want as your finished size, You're adding on 1/2 inch, it makes it a 2-inch square.
Measure 2.
So it's nice and easy.
Got
and
it.
it's themed because it's such a simple thing to do. Add that 1/2 inch on here, 2 inches and 3.5 inches. By putting another additional rule in there, it's just an extra
cost,
expense.
isn't
So
it? And we've got our lovely mitre rule. Yeah.
Exactly, and you can do that quite easily just using the quilt ruler that you've got in there, because as I say, you've got that clean line there where you can do your 2 inch there, so you can quite easily cut your fabrics to there, and if needs be, cut it to your 3.5 inch that we've just been talking about. So I've already done all that, so you don't have to watch me. And then all we're going to do is start stitching these together. Now I just need to make sure which of the corners I've left myself to do, because you could end up with replication. So these patches I've already stitched together, and it's the top line that we're working on. So there you go, that's my left hand corner. That's going to be the piece that's going to sit there. So I need to make this corner like so. So let's move those out of the way to start with. First thing that we're going to do is stitch these two pieces together. Now when you're actually putting your pieces together, dependent on how you're working with, you might want to use your pins, which come with your one-day special, but I have to say Pete from Crafts 2 has come up with a fabulous little gadget, this little gadget here. Call it the PC tool.
The PC tool.
Yes, it's Pete's Clipper tool. There you go. And this is a brilliant little gadget. So what this will allow you to do is actually clip your fabrics together. So you can use them when you come to the sewing stage. So you just kind of drop it down so you can see one of those little clips appears in the window. And then where you've got the jaws at the side there, literally you're putting that around your fabric and you're just giving it a good push with your thumb. And there you go, and it's clipping those fabrics together. This is also useful if you've got elements that you're wanting to keep together. So say if you're making multiples of your patches, then you can kind of keep these organised really, really easily.
Or attaching wadding, great for that, isn't it?
Well,
they're reusable, aren't they?
Exactly. They are reusable. You just make sure that they drop into that window, clip those fabrics together. They're also brilliant as well when it comes to doing things like your binding, because they will hold everything in place. Whoops, daisy. If that happens, all you need to do is open up the trap door at the back there.
It's like filling a stapler, isn't it?
It is, literally, and you're getting loads of these.
Box of 50 with it.
That's it. Pop these in there. Oh, got a bit of thread there. Pop them into that little clip at the end there, and then you just use them around the circumference of your block.
Take them off, reuse them again.
In there. And then you just, say if you just got your binding there, wrapped it around and you wanted to put it in place, and you literally just go around quickly and easy and just put those into place where you want them. So yeah, these have been really popular, and you can understand why, because it just makes it so easy when you're wanting to put those pieces in place.
£10, 648 403, been very, very popular.
Extra £5, isn't it, if you've got your flexi order, so
yeah, exactly.
Worth going for. So let's move these little bits out of the way and bring the sewing machine up, and we'll do a bit of sewing.
Fantastic. We've also got Hayley's lovely cushions on the show as well, so do have a look at those. If you're loving that blue material Hayley's working with, we've got those, the wine, the green, the beige, and that beautiful blue in a cushion kit at the bottom of the screen as well there.
You have indeed. So I'm going to do a little stitch along the side here, and this, by putting the clip in place there or a pin, it means that when I bring it to the machine, I know exactly where I need to actually sew, because I could pick this up and stitch any of those sides. It might not necessarily be the right side, so it's a good point to actually put that there as a marker. And then what I've got is my 1/4 inch foot on there, so I'm getting myself ready to stitch that 1/4 inch, and then all I need to do at that stage is pull that clip away there and just press down on my pedal and stitch like so. Now I've only got one little piece here to do, because obviously I've done the previous patches to save us a bit of time, because that's the one thing that we struggled with really, is time with these one-day special shows, fitting everything in. So there we go, got those two pieces come together. Got my pressing mat, let's bring that out. And as you regularly hear our guests here say, guests at Hochanda say, press your seam allowance to the dark side, so just push it away to make sure that that seam allowance goes over to the dark side, as you can see there. And in fact, I keep putting this iron on its end, forgetting that you can just leave it
It's got the lift, yeah.
It's got that lift there, you don't have to keep putting it on its end there. So there we go. I'm going to put that piece in place there, and that's just pressing that seam out nicely. Let's move that over to the side. And then I just need to remember which way around I need this to go to create that top part. So it's going to create a corner like so. So again, flip those sides together. Again, you can use your quilt clips, your PC tool, if you want. I like that. It's got a bit of a ring to it, the PC tool.
It's such a good, I mean, that's your stocking filler, isn't it? Because I haven't seen one of those before. That's such a good thing to get.
Well,
the
this
bottom
is
of the
it.
screen there.
And to be honest, it's one of those things that it's worth, if you've got somebody who sews, I mean, this is a clever little gadget for any stitcher. And it's one of those ones that I'd probably get a couple, one that I can put in my craft bag and take with me anywhere, and then just one that I know that's at home as well, because I always lose something. Again, the little clips, put them in the side where you're wanting to stitch. So we're going to go down that side there. Oops, just make sure that they drop down now. If I put one in the wrong way around, I think I might have done. Hold on, yeah, there we go, just get that one out of the way. Pop it in, clip it together. If they don't clip on straight away, then don't worry. All it is a case of that you just kind of reload it and try not to rush, because that's a little bit of what I was doing there. And then just push it together. Obviously, if you're using it with your wadding, you've got a bit more substance there, so it does make it a little bit easier.
It holds it nicely in place, doesn't it?
Well, there you go. And don't push too far, because that's the other thing. If you push your fabric too far, then it will bunch up there. So that could have been what I did. Again, just move that out of the way, and we'll stitch these pieces together here, and then go along here.
Now, we are limited on the Mocha Block set, so please, please, please don't miss out. We are limited. It has been extremely popular, and quite rightly so, because it just takes all the angst and the worry out of creating your system. But I think it frees you up, Hayley, as well, for creating in your imagination.
Well, it kind of turns it into something quite mindful, I think, because you're not doing the stressful bit for me is the cutting.
The maths and the cutting.
maths.
Yeah.
And that is the
probably
key
the bit
thing.
we like the least, isn't it?
It
really?
is, yeah.
Because,
the fun bit's the sewing.
Yeah. Want to get to the nice creating and sewing and how does it look bit.
That's it. So I've got my little patch there that we've just created. So what we can do now is start looking at the pieces that we need to make that top line. And the top line is going to be made up of your two corners like so. And then you've obviously got that piece in the middle. And again, I can go back to my original board and just check that I've got those right, which I have. And then all I'm now going to do is stitch that one to that one to that one. And then we can have a little look and attach it to the pieces that we've already done.
It's great because you've always got that reference. And let's reference some more fantastic ideas with the Mocha Block system. Now, we are limited on this fantastic Mocha Block system. Don't forget, it's part 1. Part 2 is coming in January 2021. And it's going to make life... It's going to be an attribute to this part 1, as it were. So it's going to be work and coincide with it. And it's going to make life, even as if it isn't easy enough now with a fantastic system, but it's just going to get better. Love the patch calculator, because this is the bit that I wouldn't find fun. The working out, the measurement. I just want to get down to the creating of the pattern and then seeing the nice, pretty pictures I make. So this is what this fantastic one-day special actually creates. You've got all of these lovely actual block systems, as it were. You've got the patch calculator, the pearl pins, the mitre rule, the patchwork square, so you can actually cut to the right size for all 3 shapes. We're going to look at the binding square. You've got the fantastic thread clips there as well to add your bobbins to your gorgeous spools, all for an amazing 2 flexi-buy pence of $19.99, 454-937. You're saving £10. Now, if you want to go bigger, you'd like those 16-inch squares, you're thinking, OK, well, I've got that style, but I want to make a different one. Maybe every person in their family's creating that heritage quilt that Hayley described. You can just go for that fantastic block system there for £20, 095 421, and add that to your order and split it over 2 flexi-buy payments as well. Other items on the show are the fantastic erasable pens. They come with 10 already wound white spools, bobbins, I should say. The black and the blue, heat erasable, $13.99, 403-397. Absolute massive go-to they are. And the cushions I mentioned earlier, now these come with that beautiful wadding as well as the lining and the zips and the beautiful blue and instructions to really give you that professional finish. There's the green, a lovely sage green, and there is the wine, and we also have the gorgeous goldy beige there. He reckons that could probably make about 4 cushions actually. They roughly estimate about 16 inches across there. £28.99, 686071. Really, really beautiful. Please don't miss out. We are limited. Do watch the shows on Rewind because